Well, hello everyone. I'm Bryce with Roleplay Games, and these are most of my friends.
Hello.
Hello.
And we are playing a Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. And we are very close to naming the campaign. Tim and I talked about it a little bit at the end of last session after everyone was on their way.
I forgot about that.
So we are almost done with that, which means we're going to do a portrait session soon. Yay, portraits.
We're going to go to Kohl's. We're going to all dress up like a family.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna. We're going to Olin Mills.
Also, if there are any viewers that are just out of this world with cosplay and you want to donate cosplays to us, we will happily wear them. At least 4 out of 5 of us will happily wear them.
You get the pink dragon one, it'll be fine.
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
I'm going to go on to live for Dave.
That's right.
You already got the hood, you curly hair. What more do you need?
It's just a hoodie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all.
The only
It's
thing
from
you
the
gotta
waist
do.
down.
No,
You
no,
just gotta
no.
kneel,
We
that's
get you a
not-
thick belt for the bandolier.
Oh,
gosh.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say a thick belt to wear like right here so you
No.
look shorter than you is.
It's like, why does Cypher have monkey arms? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. That.
Today, my fun fact is about Lily. And she is constantly using the threefold aspect spell. And she is currently...
Constantly?
Yes. So she makes sure that it is cast on her at all times.
What does it do?
It allows you to choose one of 3 ages. Your actual age, whether that be middle, old, or young. And then you can become one of the other 2. So, for now, she has picked her favorite form to be in, and that's the carefree young Lily that you've been interacting with. But she does have 2 other aspects that you have yet to see. So... also, I am your dungeon master, so I play everything that they do not.
It's
It
true.
can be a lot sometimes, like last time.
And sometimes I even play them.
That's also true.
Tim.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Tim. I play Gazmak Trusty Gob, a monkey goblin, sorcerer, and entrepreneur. Fun fact about Gazmak for today. We previously established that he doesn't understand the idea of dancing because of like the whole phrase cutting a rug. He doesn't like it doesn't line up, right? He also doesn't understand rhyming, which is ironic.
Hey!
Your character doesn't just.
She doesn't
Right.
rhyme.
I'm saying it's
Most of
ironic.
the time.
That's true.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry.
Which is ironic because
Rest of the episode.
Can't think of anything.
it's ironic because Gazmak will call people by anything except their real name, and usually what he calls them
It's a rhyme.
is pretty
That's
close to
true.
rhyming, but it doesn't make sense to him.
He's
Right?
a
Like
poet and doesn't know it.
in his mind, he just kind of like he just
That's-
calls people by the
that's
closest
Josh.
thing. to
That was
their
for you.
name.
Thank
Never
you.
again.
Thank you.
That's good.
I've been called.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
see it. There we
Fully
go.
denied.
Gotta hold out one.
That's right. So you're Crow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seltzer,
And Nosh,
Oh
right?
gosh.
Nasher.
Nasher? Oh, I haven't heard that one before.
You don't say our names much though, so.
No.
That's true. You're just like you.
Also, it's also effective. Just say you.
Yeah. Well, I'm Rachel. I play Anasha Evanvale. She's a half-elven monk. Grateful we lived through the last big bug bout. And ready to give Enswood a thorough and hopefully stealthy scout.
I like that one.
Hopefully stealthy.
That was a good one.
Her fun fact is that, well, inspired by the last episode, she loved bugs as a kid, and she was always that kid who's like coming up to her mom and like, oh, look, a centipede, and grossing her mom out. But since she's been with you guys, her opinion of bugs has just gone way down. She does not like them anymore. Spiders in her hair, fighting giant ones, they're just like not cool anymore, and she'd be okay never to see one again.
We've somehow turned Anasha into a girly girl.
Yeah.
So it was not like, ew, it's like, die. Yeah.
True. I'm Caleb. I play Code Dash, who's a lizard folk champion. Fun fact about Ko is going to be giving you guys insight into another game that he played growing up. So,
Did they do anything
So-
serious
Oh,
ever?
yeah, is there
so this isn't
anything
growing up as a
ever?
kid. So, first of
They have to
all,
get the violence out of their system some way that doesn't actually.
they have to
kill
entertain
everybody.
themselves somehow. I mean, when you're just surviving all the
otherwise they're
time,
just
it's
eating
Gonna
each
kill
other.
each other.
So yeah, so anyway, this game is called Hide and Slam. It's like hide and seek, except you carry the same stick that you use for sludge ball, and when you find someone or catch up to them, you just slam them as hard as you can.
And you're usually playing that with your friends, right?
Yeah.
So you never got that out of your system.
I guess not.
That's
I'm
where
just
it
so
comes
used
from.
to it. Like,
Hey,
Found
friends.
you, Cammy, wham.
What's
Oh,
collateral
sorry.
damage?
old habits. Old
I
habits.
speak common, but those words don't make any sense.
So yeah, there's another game that they played
Hide and
growing up.
Hide and slam. Josh.
My name's Josh. I play Cypher Underfoot, a halfling rogue, and so I think this is what my 5th, 6th, 8th character, something like that.
Been
that
quite a few.
Yeah. So a lot of folks, when they're first starting out, they put a lot of themselves into that first character. It's almost just, hey, fantasy version of me. And I never did that. Cypher's the closest to. I put a lot of my personal traits in there, but I say that all of that to say, this one is not. Cypher has a very, very good sense of direction, and I do not. I get lost at the grocery store, so I have
So much good food.
to the point to where my dad wrote R and L on a couple of pairs of my shoes
I've seen that.
because I gave him bad directions repeatedly. So Cypher has a very good sense of direction, and his is as good as mine is terrible, which is to say, it's superhuman.
That is funny.
That's right.
Well, last time you had journeyed back to Oracle's Garden, and as you approached, you were sidetracked by the approaching caravan of people who were being chased by a praying mantis, a manticore, a griffin, and
Giant.
What was it?
Warm
A
balls.
chul. That's what the other thing
and a
was.
chul.
That thing was nasty.
So
That thing was not
No,
chul.
Dana, there was only
Yes, everyone's doing it for me. Yes.
So you were able to battle some of them and make your way back into Oracle's Garden behind the protective barrier, and that is pretty much where we left off.
The gnome lived too.
The gnome lived as
Yeah,
well.
we
Surprising.
I thought he was gonna get
Surprisingly.
killed.
Honor.
So, yeah, the gnome came in shortly after all of you did, and that's because he spent some time setting up some traps around the stunned or sleeping chul. And yeah, he was sleeping, so good cast on that.
Thank you, David.
Definitely wasting his time.
So that is where we left off. What would you like to do?
Rest.
We made it back in, right?
Yeah.
We should probably talk to the refugees and get a little more info out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we could. Will it affect anything? We already know what we're gonna do.
Oh wait,
Why not
were we
talk
gonna
to
like?
them on their way back?
Were we gonna warn about the possible infections and people turning into
Yes, the
swarms?
wasps.
I forgot about that until just now.
We should do
We
that.
saw that happen, so
Yeah. Maybe we get a little more info out of our scout buddy and try and then relay that info to Lily.
I mean, as long as they're all in here, they're gonna be as safe as they can be.
I mean, except for the.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we can give that warning, but then I was gonna say it's not gonna really impact what we do.
Not what we-
Right, but it might make this. I'm just thinking we're gonna be leaving.
Right.
It'll make the scenario when we come back hopefully a little better.
Weird, everyone is
Or
a bug.
yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, we
Everyone-
definitely
Back to the portal.
Back through the portal.
we definitely warn them.
The portal
would just
winks
be like-
out as you're about to enter. Just, oh no, now we're stuck in it.
I don't know
Don't
what's
Might be
foreshadow
better.
better.
that. That makes
Let's talk to Scout
Lily?
Buddy.
Oh, Scout, that's right.
All right. So, as you're gaining an idea of everyone that's around, you see about 70 people overall. So this is a very small village.
It was like 300 people at the beginning, right?
You couldn't tell. You just knew that it was a large caravan. And now that you are a little closer to them, it's between 70 and 100. Some children, very little livestock has made it, and they seem to have been pressed their entire journey.
I'm gonna go around offering water to anybody out of my water skin.
Okay.
It's like,
Sanitary.
Well,
Yeah, I was thinking the
well,
same thing.
What'd you say?
This is sanitary.
Well, it's pouring into something. What do I got for time? See, 22.
So generally, people seem to be a little more at ease now that they're inside. And as you are passing water around, they seem to be taking to that. And while you're interacting with most of these villagers, they will probably be more willing to work with you, specifically.
You specifically.
One of the least charismatic people as far as charisma goes.
I'm gonna go around handing out deer berries.
Chocolate.
It's a little gamey.
As you've done that, you run into Barclay. He is a whisper gnome. So now that you're interacting with him for the first time and you're actually a little more up close and things aren't trying to kill you, you notice that he has got a very athletic build. He has white irises and short auburn hair. He has a large scar on his right cheek, and he speaks with a little bit of rasp that I am not going to do.
Oh, come on.
Hey, if anyone wants to, pay for some classes for me to be able to do some better voices, I'm in for that. Yeah, find a sponsor.
Exactly.
So, thank you for your help. You certainly saved several lives today.
Sorry about your dog.
That was very unfortunate.
Yes.
To that point, did any of your other people get stung like that?
Most everyone that has been injured is no longer with us.
It's for the best.
So, those beasts were on us for several days. We're lucky to have survived.
How many were you when you started?
150 or so.
What was the town you said you come from?
It's just a small town. Elm Grove. You say that's right.
That's
just-
right.
I think you mentioned that, right?
No,
No. You had to look
Nope.
it up.
For some reason,
I
I
didn't
thought
look-
that
look
we
it up.
asked that last time.
Elm Grove is a small. I'm fairly certain it's a trailer park back for where I'm from.
Nice.
So-
I thought you
Is
told
it
us
the
which
trailer
city it
park
was.
in the Monster
go
Hunter
back.
series.
No, I'm pretty.
No, I haven't read
I
Monster
probably
Hunter,
asked
so-
it last time.
I know.
No, I didn't.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure like Spruce Grove or Pine Grove is the trailer park where I grew up.
It's funny. Some
So-
grove. It has to have
Grove.
grove in it.
So yes, they're from Elm Grove.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
you
right.
remember that?
I think you mentioned that when
Well,
we were
we
fighting
shouted.
the
We
Manic
shouted at the
Woman.
gnome, but I don't remember.
So it's a very small village, just on the desert's end as you enter the forest area. A woman walked through with. Hold on, let me get this description right.
Sorry. It was a small village.
I mean,
Small village.
Now it's even smaller.
I'm such a jerk.
It's for the best.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean,
there was a
really
woman
high
that
charisma.
that walked through, saying that she was laying claim to the forest and that the creatures would rise up against us. About a day later, these bugs and creatures came to attack the village.
What did she look like?
She was human. The biggest thing that I noticed is that she had two large wolves with her. One was like a legitimate wolf. The other looked like it was made out of vines, and it didn't seem natural.
Sorry. It's made out of vines, but it's not natural. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Did she say her name at all?
I didn't catch her name,
Let me see the separation.
but yeah, she came from the desert. So this would be 4 days back or so now.
You don't happen to see where she went, do you?
She passed straight through and entered the forest, and then a day or so later, these creatures came for us, and what followed us were just the quick ones, like large turtles, owl bears, things that have lied dormant or at least, silent. Other creatures were merged together. You thought the Manicore was bad, but there were creatures that just, it seemed like she took 2 or 3 animals and just put them together. And he takes a second, looks up to the gods, and prays for a moment.
I don't know. Are chimeras actually a thing in this game?
Mm-hmm.
Stands to reason, I guess.
Sounds like she's putting together a circus.
One I want to go to.
But it seems that, as she said, the forest would rise up, and I'm worried for the other villages and towns, but this is the only place that we knew we would be safe, at least as long as the rumors hold true.
Do you have any idea how many animals attacked?
There were a lot.
And what rumors?
Sorry?
What rumors?
Rumors that this had a barrier around it.
Ah.
I haven't been here before. I'm the last of the town guard. It's more out of luck than I say luck. It's out of laziness. I didn't answer the response at first. I was the last guard on scene, and that meant it was my job to get everyone out at that point.
You did a good job. You did the best you could.
I should have been there earlier.
You know the feeling.
If you were to guess, do you think she had been doing this before?
We've abandoned a village before too.
Maybe.
I all knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe
I would say that kind of under my
Don't worry,
radar.
it'll come back around.
maybe you'll find a way to make it right in the future.
Getting these people here is a start.
Is there anything else that we should know about you guys that we should tell the boss lady around here?
We won't be a trouble. We're going to do whatever we can to hold our own, and if she wants us to leave, we'll leave. But yeah, we want to make sure that we aren't a problem. We've made our own way there. We can do it again. We just need somewhere to start.
So there's this town called Ennswood.
Lovely place. Spent some recent remodeling.
We just send them ahead of us, and we don't have to worry about traps anymore.
And we can actually teleport you guys
It's coming
there.
from you. Literally, that's what they did to you. How could you?
Learn from the best.
Obviously worked. All right, everybody, gather around for a 15-minute trap finding exercise.
Here are the rules.
Everyone gets a 5-foot
It's a game.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called hide and spike.
All right. Well, get some rest, and best of luck to you.
So, are you like the town guard, or what?
No.
No.
We kind of showed up like you, and we've just had to talk a lot with the boss lady, but she's really nice.
I'm
so.
more of a religious leader.
Please don't even ask
we're
about that.
freelance. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's more accurate.
Can you take me to, I guess, the boss lady, as you called her?
Sure, we're going there next, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Let's take a stroll to the boss lady.
as you stroll to the boss lady, Lily is there, and she has started to gather some of her druids as well. And as you walk up, you hear her. Okay, so what I need you to do is, I need the 3 of you. You're going to go ahead and head out towards this village. Where were they from again? She tells him, head there first, towards Elm Grove,
That's
and
right.
then report back if you find any survivors. Bring them, or whatever's necessary. And you see 3 of them morph into birds and fly off in that direction.
What's up?
I hear that you saved what was left of this village. Thank you.
Oh, we know it was nothing.
There were some.
They would
Bad
have been
characters.
fine. We just saved that guy. I mean, if we're being honest.
Well.
I mean, there would have been bugs in here.
Yeah.
That was no fun.
I think the druid people could deal with bugs perfectly fine.
Beware of bugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we relate what we saw, yeah? About the...
Sure. Yeah.
Alright.
We saw a dog explode. It was bad.
Can you make sure that you cleanse any animals and anyone that survey for injuries? And 2 other druids move off. And gather the rest.
I don't know. I mean, we met this guy,
Okay.
Mr. Parlay.
Hello, miss. And he bows to her. At this point in time, he's starting to show some of his age. He is moving a little stiffer than most. Go ahead and roll society
Even if we're not trained in it.
if you're trained in it.
Natural 20.
Natural 1.
All right.
23.
So
There you go.
the 2 of you would guess that he's probably about 250 to 270 years old. Fairly strong, likely retired to that town, and might be part of his laziness is he just is laid
He's
back.
retired,
now.
yeah.
Exactly, retired on duty. But again, thank you. We will find our way. We will work anything that we can do to help. But ma'am, I'm afraid this is just the first wave. She did mention that the druids needed to go.
Define she.
The human lady
The
scattering the
human druid.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
got relay it.
Ah, fair. So, this woman, she was flanked by 2 wolves, and it seems that she plans to destroy this garden. And then start to destroy that forest. She said something along the lines of, as one withers, another will grow. So, I don't really understand what that means, but she did not seem happy that she wasn't able to affect this place. So, can we set up camp here? And well, yes, yes, you can. Just stay within the boundaries. Some of the druids here will see to some of your needs. Go ahead and start growing some good berries. I will have someone, actually, one more. Will you see to getting them set up? I don't know, ma'am. I mean, I'm not exactly the smartest smartest dwarf around, but if that's what you want, sure. And you should all be aware there might be a bar guest out there that's not too happy with us. So please stay with it. And then he starts talking as he's ushering Barclay away. Well, and in front of you, she starts to grow. She almost doubles in size, where once she was about the size of you all, she now has long, flowing ivy hair. And moss has grown up around her to create almost a warlike leather cuirass and some pants. Well, it seems it's time to go to war.
I've grown like that once before too.
This is not my preferred nature. But sometimes nature must be violent. The druids will be rallied and we will take war to Avarisha. There's something else you must know. And she looks around. Please, clear everyone else out. This garden exists in both worlds. Both Astonia, as you all know, and Hearn. It is the only place where things are in balance. We share the resources. I am able to go to both worlds. I'm an oracle there as well. There is a gateway here, sealed and hidden. If you need to use it, you're welcome to it. I ask that you bring balance to these worlds. These sins must perish. It's the only way that we can start to see balance form again. I would hope to find an equilibrium between the two. It seems that you have gotten caught up in all of this, and you may play a pivotal role, maybe destined by the gods. Your decisions could greatly impact this. So for as long as this garden stands, you are welcome here as its defenders, and you may use the passage to the other side.
Thank you, lady. We'll do our duty.
We'll try.
Gosh,
We're just regular people. But we're trying.
yeah, regular people.
Be aware, the other side is not nearly as hospitable as this world. There's a land full of slavery, war, something that Astonia has lived almost without. It will be much more brutal there. It'll be difficult if you go. But I believe there's some that you may know that could help guide you. It is not my secret to tell. My roots run deep.
Just have to ask me more questions. I think.
Yeah.
For now, gather yourselves. I believe you have your own fight coming.
Speaking of which, anything you could do to help us with the first fight? Advice, blessings, money, weapons, spells.
I have my own battle
Fair enough.
for that side of things. What I can relay is that Entswood is not what it was, as far as I have been told. It has become a stronghold for your enemy. Travel safely. I ask that you build the portal outside of my walls.
Can do.
And rest well.
Thank
you, Lily.
To war.
To war.
And she turns and addresses a few other druids. Gather them all. Send word. The Oracle's Garden goes to war.
End of a chapter.
It kind of reminds me of the Ents going to war.
Yeah.
Release.
I didn't want to pull us out of the moment, but when you were describing Hearn, I'm just like, Hearn is the place where PvP is always on.
Yeah.
See, I was just thinking that that's where like hardcore mode is.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
everything's the same. It's just there's no save points.
Yeah.
Inventory's limited.
Yep.
No respawn.
That's
All right. So what? It's about noon-ish.
This is
Alright.
evening now.
Yeah, we haven't slept
Yeah.
yet.
All right.
I guess we're gonna rest. And then
Let's go to our inn.
I was just gonna mention, yeah, let's not forget to get our inn.
Get that list.
Yeah.
We also need to figure out who's gonna take the mirror.
And maybe need to figure out how to cast this amulet on a weapon.
Yeah, that too.
Maybe take that to the Ore Basher Bros and get their assistance with it. And
Probably Liam, because it's
Or Liam.
more magical than it is.
Right. Claude might be closest to-
Claude can help with anything.
He's a pretty great guy.
Anything.
So we at least agree on that.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we go back, get some food, relay the information to Claude and Faye and Liam,
All the kids.
Yep.
that sort of stuff.
So Claude and the kids are around the campfire, and they offer you dinner, and it is. It seems that she was able to kill a couple of scorpions, and then some.
A friend told me my fun fact today should be that I had a pet scorpion.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a cute
And
one.
then a couple of desert foxes, and that's basically what is being cooked now. So the scorpions are being cooked. Hopefully, you'll get some meat from the pinchers and stuff like that. The toxins and stuff have been removed, and you do get a slight meal from some desert foxes. So. Yeah, or you can go in your inn and eat just blueberry pie because that's the only recipe.
I mean,
Come on,
not
guys.
a bad
We're
way
going
to
for
finish
dessert.
it off. Yeah.
Guy,
Sounds
contribute to
pretty
the team here.
So.
good.
Yeah, I think that scorpion legs sound fantastic.
I'll try it. Yeah.
Munch on those and I don't know. Some of the other spider legs that I've got.
All right. So what you find is that she has boiled part of the scorpion, so the main part of the meat, as well as the pinchers, and you can almost eat those like you would crabs. The actual legs, she has removed some of the carapace. Correct word?
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct.
Off the top of my
Wow.
head.
That's good.
And she has deep fried some of that. So,
How did you learn to do that?
I mean, I grew up in the inn.
You guys had scorpions?
Mom tells tales. I figured it wouldn't be too far from lobster. So, just, the desert lobster.
Desert lobster.
I like that.
Scorpions. The
Delicious.
lobster
Of the desert. Get by your
The fish of
cans
the
today.
sea.
Yeah.
Or the chicken of the
Chicken of
seas,
the
right? Fish of the
This
sea.
So are chickens the fish of the land, I guess?
There it is.
Oh.
I want to see that on a patch or a sticker. Scorpions.
The fish of the
Fish of the
sea.
Fish of the sea.
There we go. Oh dear.
Oh.
This sounds fantastic, and I would love to get the recipe if it turns out well.
All right. Go ahead and roll Constitution.
That's a whopping 10.
All right. For you, it tastes great, and maybe some pepper, maybe some other stuff, but yeah, it tastes fine. Very greasy, which you really enjoyed. Everyone else that partook, just a little greasier than you'd prefer, but I mean, it's not going to directly translate from lobster to scorpion. So, and you are able to get a couple extra pieces if you would like to add that to your menu.
Sure. Let's add it to our menu. Deep fried scorpion legs.
Nice.
All right, so that is 2 out of 5 recipes known, and now you will have live scorpions in your kitchen.
Oh,
Like those tanks.
are you
Yep.
sure
Like-
you want to add this
like,
to your recipe?
It's actually a
Just
sand tank, like a sand
running
tank,
around.
and they're just inside that tank.
So
it's-
they've got rubber bands around
Instead
their
of
fingers.
wearing them, yeah, exactly.
and a cork on the tail.
And of course on the
Yeah,
tail.
there
Yep. Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, I guess they said.
Yeah, don't
Do you
that
need to learn
anymore.
how to make the some
We were going to
sort of
Walmart.
scorpion venom enhanced like shots or something?
Some poison.
Use every part of the scorpion.
something to get once we get our alchemy lab going. I think that sounds lovely.
What else would you like to do?
Well, I talked to the Orbasher boys, maybe. Just get their advice. I know you said I could probably figure it out, but...
Okay. So you go and you talking to them, you're explaining, I was told that this can be attached to something. I heard it could even be attached to my wraps. How does this actually work? And they're taking it, they're examining and stuff, and they're like, what kind of weapon would you like to put it on?
That's what I was going to ask. Do you guys have opinions on it?
Honestly, probably yours are the best because
I can't drop them.
Well, you have the most hits, or you have the most attacks. Therefore, in all likelihood, you'll have the most hits.
Right. The only problem I guess that happens with any weapon. If he's far away, I still have to get to him to hit him. But
Well, none of us use range anyways.
Yeah.
As far as ranged, weapons.
Yeah.
right.
Your spells, and that's it.
And crossbows that do nothing.
Just wait till that first thing that's immune to magic and attacks from distance.
So,
Okay.
I'll have to find a way to close the distance. Yes.
Later this episode, we might be in a problem.
we call this foreshadowing.
Okay. Well, what would that look like?
To attach to your wraps? Sure. Bring it here.
I don't take these off very often,
you
so...
you unwrap it,
Yeah.
and they're like...
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. He doesn't complain, but I mean, he's the only one.
Did you eat a scorpion with these on?
Yeah, I do everything with these on.
They dunk them in some water first.
Thanks, I usually do that at night, but...
Okay. So,
Sure. Smell like a hockey bag.
Yeah,
I hate that smell
those.
so much.
so they call Liam over as well, and they're all conferring together, and they lay both wraps out, and then they lay the talisman on top of it. And as the two meet, it magically infuses into both. What color were your wraps at first?
I think they were just like tan.
I believe so. Now they've taken on some of the same aspects of the talisman. So they're now red wraps. And where your knuckles would be, they have fine embedded blue gems.
Love and hate.
Great hit.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you go. It's just like in your face.
So yes,
Nice, that's pretty cool.
Thinking like
That's-
the Ryu and Ken.
yeah.
Change my outfit a little bit more.
Guess so.
I'm kidding.
So
Don't want to mess this up.
as you are finishing dinner, let's see. Faye walks over and asks, would you like to open the inn tonight?
Peter?
There are a whole bunch of people that need a place to sleep. You have a bunkhouse of 6 or so beds, you said?
We can probably fit a few more people in there. Some cots, sleeping bags, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we even had a floor.
Yeah,
Some
okay.
scorpions. If they've got gold to pay, why not?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't charge them too harshly, right? They just.
Well, I
run
mean,
their whole town.
we're not like slumlords, but I imagine that to gain the benefits of the inn, they have to pay for it.
Yeah, no, I'm not
So.
against that. I want to extort them.
So within reasonable cost of an
I'm
inn.
okay with extorting them a little bit.
Listen, from what I understand, that I have not been inside yet, but the outside is beautiful. If it is anything like the inside, you have to invite me in.
Come in.
Oh, jeez.
Do we have to invite her into the entire inn or to our back part?
So you have not opened the inn for business yet.
Got it.
So right now it is a secured building.
The other
Understood.
part of it is
Without a manager, it cannot be opened for the night.
the whole bunkhouse thing. Like, how many rooms do we have?
Right now there are 2 rooms.
One for us.
You have one room that is specifically for your party, no one else can enter.
Right.
And then a second room that is a bunkhouse styled room.
how many bunks?
It
does
also
it
has
have?
6 beds. They are double bunks.
Okay,
it would
so
be
we could
12
take 12 people in there, and I'm sure
Yes.
if we wanted to, we could probably put a couple more.
We
other
can string
people
up some hammocks and stuff.
So if you're able to get some innovative, it'll cost a little less for those. But yeah.
I've got 5 feet of poison ivy that I can.
Oh no.
Bold strategy.
Oh dear.
Let's see how this plays out.
And then I'll charge him for using some snake oil on him. To
Team for Goblins, we are actually level 5 now. So we've leveled up. So even what you're seeing scroll across the screen, I have to update it still. But yeah, we are level 5,
I've got rope and bedrolls, and I figure if we all
and
have
they
it,
are
we can
about to
rig up
venture
some
into an area that they abandoned in the very early episodes.
you make it sound so negative.
We're going back.
We solved a murder.
There was the main quest, and then there's the really interesting side quest. We went. This
They heard of a
way.
tower
Almost
that shoots
split.
fire from it, and they wanted to see it.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
We
Yeah.
wouldn't
So,
have met Homer.
Wow.
I mean, you would have just later.
We wouldn't have met him. Bryce. Come on.
You're right. He would have went along his way.
And not
potentially.
become a merman.
Big world out there.
Merman. Yeah, let's open up the inn and let's string up as many hammocks and bedrolls and that sort of stuff as we can.
All right. So,
I've got some rope. I've got
Same.
my
We both
I've
have
got my
bedroll.
goblin-sized tarp.
It's true.
is there anything you would like to do to the inn before you open it?
Kind of do.
You may or may not have. Yes.
I know.
Okay.
I want to put the loot and the hat on the performer thing
Okay.
that we got last time.
All right. And who's casting Unseen Servant?
I already did that.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
did.
Mhm.
All right. So, as you open up the book, because as you place it there, a lute now floats and it starts to play music as if someone was there playing it. It is obviously a permanent Unseen Servant spell now that is playing the lute to provide background music.
That's nice. Is it like minstrel music kind of thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's almost as talented as me.
You gotta play now.
The hat,
No, I wouldn't do that to him.
Sits
It's
on
his
the
opening
front.
night.
Alright. Later then.
as you open your book to figure out what benefits you might receive from this, provides music played by the sacrificed instrument. +1 to charisma-based checks inside the inn for all party members. And it provides 10 gold per night. So any night the inn is open and there are people there, it will provide 10 gold to the party. Not a lot, but
Each or total?
total. So that's basically how much the loot, the Unseen Servant loot, will get in this hat.
Fair enough.
The next level says full band. 5 sacrificed instruments and materials valued at 1,000 gold. Total.
It's not just straight gold.
Fair enough. Very good. Keep it up, buddy. All right. I'd say we open this. Let's open up this jig.
All right. For this to be official, you will need to make Faye your manager.
Would you like to? Would you like to?
Faye, take a seat. We got a very important thing to talk to you about.
It's hourly, no benefit.
Health insurance, no, yeah, nothing.
You're all right, kid. But we want you to know this is a very big responsibility we're handing over to you.
So the tiniest person. All responsibility.
I'm definitely looking up at it.
I think what Gazmak is saying that if you're interested, we would be honored to have you as the manager of our inn.
You've got experience. You've got grit.
He's just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
You're taller than me.
Something moxie.
You got a good head on your shoulders.
I feel like I could help a lot of people right now too.
Yeah, that too. Anyways, you can sleep in the extra bunk in the back room. That'd be your place. Only problem is, if we go, you have to come with us.
Fair enough. I'll take you up on your offer.
All right. I expect lots of blueberry pies to be made.
I hope to add to that menu soon.
Sounds good.
I was going to make the suggestion while we're scouting about and or fighting for our very lives in Innswood, we can raid their inn for recipes.
Yeah.
All right.
You let us know if there's anything in the inn that we can grab. If we're there.
Before we can open,
No promises. Though.
so as you have now blessed her off.
Yeah. I bless thee in the name of the stone god.
And the light bringer.
In the name of Flint, Micah, Granite.
Well, you're the only one here who can give a legitimate blessing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So as you've done it, as you've installed her as the innkeep, and a second book has now appeared on the mantle, and she picks it up. You need to name the inn before we can open.
Oh
The bane of every party.
I don't know, this is gonna
The
be-
Wandering Inn.
I like
So you
that.
wander in, you wander out.
And moves around.
Yeah.
And you shake it all about.
no. The hokey pokey
Is
it
that
is.
something they sing in Hearn?
I like
I
that.
don't know.
I like that. I choose that name.
No, I just stole it outright, that's all.
Oh, is it from somewhere else?
It's the title of a book series.
The Wandering Inn. Huh? I like it.
All right.
All
I have
That
no
was
problem
easy.
with. Gazmac has no problem with copyright infringement.
It's a different world.
Yeah, that's right. Intellectual property means nothing.
Should have read the fine print.
Yes.
All right, so it is now named the Wandering Inn, and she will designate the symbol for the inn. So as you step out, you see the Wandering Inn now scrolled over the top, and what hangs down from it is a wolf in front of a hearth,
Cool.
I love it.
and you'll see that same thing on her bed.
So I have a couple questions. One, does she get invisible and absorbed whenever we move it with us?
No, she will be a traveling person.
Okay, good. And then two, is this going to be safe outside the confines of the camp with the Barghast around? We have to allow people
Well,
to
I was going to say, the only people who can get in are the folks that we allow in.
Is
That's not the case now.
because I was saying she.
As it is open for business, anyone can come in, good, evil, or whatnot. They just cannot enter your room.
Okay. I would hate for people to get eaten at her. And
So-
that's not a really good way to start. the
Because
day.
our inn can't be within the barriers, right?
Right now it is.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
it is.
said it
Yeah.
right
No. Right
outside.
now it is
Oh.
right on the edge of the barrier.
Okay,
So we're good then.
I see.
Yeah.
I thought we were on
Yeah.
the outside.
You
of the
removed
edge.
some of the Oracle's garden trees,
Oh, that's right.
She's got
but
enough
she hasn't
those.
said anything about it. So
She is druid. She can.
I'm sure young Lily was fine with it. We'll see what medium age Lily
My
is.
tree.
We're going to war.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I thought they were just displaced, not destroyed.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, well then we are open for business.
We'll get to work.
You're in my inn now.
Tell him, Faye.
Yeah.
You're welcome to use the kitchen if you like.
Thank you.
Oh, I like her.
Charge of interest.
And
I'm rethinking our decision
Well,
here.
too.
she goes ahead and pulls Ari in and asks if she will man the counter. And while she goes and spreads word that the inn is open. So, for the night, you'll receive 10 gold from the music.
2 per person, or we split that evenly all the
Well, I was
time?
going to say, we may as well wait till we get all of the numbers and then divide it by 5.
Fair.
And you had 9 guests, so that'll be another 2. Sorry, it's. Hold on, let me figure out end stays for here.
Gotta figure out cost of living, taxes.
There's charts for it. There's a-
State tax, city tax,
Oh,
Gazmac tax.
Gazmac tax.
Gas tax.
Gaz tack, trusty fob.
All right, so you received all the bunks filled up, so that will be 12 silver. And you had another 2 silver worth of people sleeping on floor space.
14 silver, 10 gold.
Yes,
So 2 gold, 7 silver for everybody, or
for the party.
I meant
Oh yeah, if you're
so 3. It's 3 silver. So.
All right. Can't remember the last time we made money.
I know.
There currently are no beverages available besides water, so you didn't make any money there. And you will make
Wait, so how much did we say we got?
2 gold, 3 silver.
2 gold, 3 silver.
and you'll make 1 silver off blueberry pie.
You
That's it?
Pie doesn't cost all that much. It's like a copper a slice at
Yeah.
that. So
All right.
I'll take one too.
All right.
all right. So all of you, is there anything you'd like to do before you rest?
I have a couple letters I'm gonna write and deliver
Okay.
to the nearest post office or something. Is there a post office?
There's not a post office
courier?
here. You could probably leave it with Claude to get it to one of the postal type services when he ventures away from here.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna write 2 letters.
Okay.
I'll send them off to hand them off to Claude and I don't know, give him a silver for postage.
Okay. Where will you, or who are they going to?
First one's going to Homer.
Okay.
Second one will be going to Pike's Point.
Okay. Anyone specific there?
The we'll say like the local like mercenary guild or something.
Okay. All right.
And I'll catch Cypher before he goes to sleep.
What?
I was gonna talk to you. If you're
Oh no!
okay. Listen here. No.
And once I'm done with that, I'll spend the rest of the night hanging out with the guests, chatterboxing.
Okay.
What a good host.
It's like shadow boxing, but spitting on people.
Exactly.
You do know that Liam has found 2 young mages that are going to assist him with the teleportation spell, and they have started immediately. So
Oh, so they're gonna be ready in the morning?
it takes a full day.
24 hours?
So it will be roughly 3 or 4 in the afternoon tomorrow by the time it is ready.
Okay. I'm good.
Cool.
We're good.
All right, so you
Yeah.
catch up with the cipher.
I was just sorry, I know you're going to bed. I just wanted your opinion. Today with the bugs, you know, you mentioned that we'd probably be okay if we hadn't gone after them, and I feel a little bad because if the last one had been put to sleep, some of us could have been dead. I don't know, do you have any advice on the balance of saving people's lives versus protecting our own? I mean, you seem like you've been through a lot. I've been through nothing but what I've been through with you all, so.
Well, the way I see it, it's you can't save everybody, and the hardest choice you'll make is deciding who to save when, or who to try to save when. Because if you go down swinging, you went down swinging, and that's a heck of a way to go out. But then you can't help anybody else from then on. You only have one ultimate sacrifice to make. So that's the way you want to do it, then cool. But once you do that, you can't really do it again. So it's that's, it's more than just people math, but sometimes you just got to look at it and go, this will help the most people, or this will hurt the least people. So, and that's a tough thing to try to figure out.
Yeah. Do you think it was stupid?
What?
Going after the town?
No. I mean, you help save the gnome guy. I mean, I'm sure he was grateful for it. And we didn't die. So the rest of us are grateful for it. So, it's really easy to second guess yourself. All you can do is work with the best information that you have when you got it. So it's really easy to go, oh, well, we should have done the thing. Well, I mean, we worked with what we had. We'll say it's probably never the best idea to go charging off in another direction without thinking about it. But that's the other part, is you got to take into account what you can do versus what other people can do, and whether you're better off on your own or on the team. That's the thing I'm trying to work on. So, because you're stupid fast, and we got some people who aren't. So,
yeah. No, that makes sense. Thanks. Call me off if I'm ever running into something.
well,
I respect your opinion.
I will do my best. No promises, but that's all you can do. But
That's true. Thanks.
sure thing.
Right.
Alright, so as you are getting ready to rest for the evening, it's roughly 10 o'clock. Is there anything you would like to do before you rest?
Not that I
Don't
can think
think so.
of. Not the best time to start a new project, so.
Alright, you wake up between 4 and 5 in the morning.
Sorry, side
Yes.
before we get going. What's the whole thing for getting drinks going in the inn?
You gotta give it something.
Well, yeah, but how? Like what? What are the criteria for that thing?
How
You
much
just-
of it?
you
Is
just-
it music meal money? So it's a
it needs-
meal?
so if it's like wine, it need to be at least a bottle.
Oh, we have those 2 kegs, don't we?
I have 10 bottles of fine wine worth a total of 100 gold.
Okay. Would you like to sacrifice?
Yeah. I mean,
How much are you sacrificing?
all of it.
Alright. So,
That's 100 gold.
We don't need it. We'll get more from it in the long
I'm
run.
just saying, one of the other things that we need to do is sacrifice 1,000
1,000
gold.
Right, and we're going to have to do that for each level of each thing.
I'm just
So when we level up the kitchen, we're going to have to probably drop 1,000 gold worth of stuff to level
Right.
up the kitchen. And the thing is, if we, I have a
Just
feeling that the better the quality of the stuff we put in, the more money we'll make on
better
it.
quality, but not necessarily quantity.
We don't know.
Just saying.
alright, so you do 10 bottles of fine wine. So that will now be added to your menu.
Tim's dying inside. All the mead, sorry, it's all gone.
It does mean that
All the fine wine.
as you put in more bottles, it means that that will last longer because it only replenishes for that day. So you have more of it, you will be able to serve more fine wine before it runs out at the end of the day. Did you want to sacrifice your 2 kegs of 2 brew or 2 keg brewery?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't have that written down, so.
I know I had
I think
one.
you have it, right?
I don't have it.
I think I had one because I could carry things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the 2 of you. Or maybe it was on the
Was
cart.
it 2 brew? What was that?
2 kegs.
Those guys are great.
They were pretty
2
fun.
keg brewery. Yeah.
And you had your great voices
You're
for
great.
them.
You went back and forth. Back and forth.
That was so great.
All right, so that will
Plus,
not-
it's not like we can sell it, and we haven't been anywhere to sell stuff. So I figured we may as well
Yeah.
get some use out of it. That was the main reason. Is
I mean,
we
that's
can
fair.
either just be like, it'll be worth 100 gold one day, or make money on it now. I figured that would appeal to the.
Yeah.
We can come up with some sort of economic principle, the Gazmachian principle for something.
Money now, always better than money later.
All right, so that means
Gazmachian principle. People will buy anything.
you're currently at
Including gas.
4 recipes.
Nice. You should make your pierogies sometime. They were so
I
good.
forgot about those.
Oh, your
The
pierogies.
dumplings or
Like-
whatever they were called.
Your
Yeah,
pie's
pierogies.
great, but pierogies.
We do need some actual food.
Yeah, because right now you've got
Scorpion
Scorpions.
legs.
deep fried scorpion legs.
We need some
We
actual
can we
food.
replace recipes?
Replace them?
Yeah, like switch them out because you said we can have up to 5, right?
No,
Oh,
it
yeah.
requires 5 to get the
The
first
next
level
level.
of
I was
meal.
gonna say,
Oh,
and
so
then,
we can have as many
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
keep adding stuff.
Mhm.
So-
Like I said,
Gotcha.
I never got the pierogies in my crafting book, but
You know the recipe. for
Okay.
it, yeah.
so we'll say like I get the eggs that I need for the flour,
All you need is some potatoes.
some potatoes. But we could scrounge up some potatoes.
There's druids. Yeah.
We're in a garden.
Great potato.
All right. Roll perception.
I have no idea what a potato looks like. Probably.
I have a natural 20.
That's a
so
natural
that's
one.
That's a 32.
You
Alright.
told yourself.
So the camp that you grew up in, potatoes was a go-to thing.
Yeah,
It's one of
'cause
the-
you're gonna
it
bring in,
grows
like-
almost
Yeah.
Like
anywhere.
more deer berries or
4
something.
rocks.
I got a
Would you
natural
prefer-
one.
Would you
So
prefer me
I
use
am.
survival?
So I'm just.
No,
It's gonna be
perception's
great.
fine. Yeah, that-
I'm
with that high of a roll, that you're able to go out and you're able to find enough potatoes to
I
sacrifice.
have 3
Wait, what?
different kinds of potatoes. It's like these are red
I'm
potatoes.
just- I'm plucking
these are
every
That's it.
type
these
of.
are, these
You-
are gold
You
potatoes.
found onion and grass.
Perfect.
That would go great in pierogi.
And so I'm like, I'll take the onion. No.
Here.
The grass is gone.
So he's like, that's onion.
Yeah.
But useful. And
That's
he
right.
drops that
Good
on the
job.
thing. And the grass, you see him just.
Put it aside for kindling.
So onions are now available as well, and can be added to your pierogies if you like.
Ooh, we need to get potato and leek soup recipe.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so
We'll do the
pierogies.
onions.
Isn't that one of your favorite foods?
That is
right? Yeah.
my favorite. Yeah.
Get some fresh fruit in here too.
No.
Okay.
All right. So
Yay, Team Scurvy!
as you add the final ingredient, the menu appears above the bar, and it currently says those things.
It's one of those fancy, like
Love
hipster chalk
Yeah,
menus.
absolutely
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So under drinks, it's got fine wine and 2 Craig brews. Under dessert, you have blueberry pie, and for meals, you have deep fried scorpion legs.
I figured that's
That's an
the
appetizer. Yeah, appetizer.
Oh, nice.
And then you
so now
have
we got one of each.
All right. So if
Yeah.
Scorpion,
potato pierogi.
if Scorpion is the lobster of the desert, then the price definitely has to be market price.
Next
Oh,
to-
jeez.
right.
And we have the sand tank outside where people can pick their scorpions.
Yes.
So, as you open the book, you have completed level 1. You have a 10% chance to be well fed, and this will increase your constitution modifier by 2
Oh wow,
for the next day.
that's handy.
Mhm.
So,
Do we roll for that?
Yeah.
you are all about to roll for it, since I'm assuming you would like to try your food
Yeah.
and
love you,
maybe
Maybe.
partake of a beverage if it's there. You also have water, obviously. That's,
Oh, always.
Yes.
So we roll.
All right, so you roll a percentage dice, or
Alright.
a D20, and you have to get 19 or 20.
percentage is this and then the 10, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never get to use the percentage one.
That's a 74.
Yeah, 42.
Are we going for high or are we going for
High.
low?
This is
So that you got a 5.
a 5.
100? No.
I know. I thought of that too, and I was like,
Was
wait,
it
if this was 0, that'd be 100, right?
Well, it was
All
still pretty good though.
So all of you feel very full, but you do not feel extra constitution-y.
Can we send some
That can happen
pierogies
sometimes.
out for Liam and the mage boys? Mage kids?
Yes,
Mages? Are they kids? They're probably not kids.
Oh.
they are younger mages, and none of them get extra constitution. So, with that,
Good first try.
Good to have fun.
Shoot.
you get 2 gold and sales of fine wine.
Everybody take 5 silver.
And oh, look at that.
No, 4 silver.
4 silver.
And that will be another 2 gold in meals.
8
So
silver.
8 silver altogether.
Are we counting more in this? Yeah.
Then level 2 says provide 10 known recipes and ingredients valued at 100 gold.
10 total or 10 more?
10 so 10 more.
Got it.
Yep.
Well,
Sorry, and that first level of money is only 100 gold. 1,000 was too steep for level 1.
Oh, so the other one's 5 instruments and 100 gold.
No, that is still 1,000
Oh.
gold. The level 1 for money is 100 gold to be sacrificed.
Oh, just for the kitchen.
So
What's the money?
to upgrade
kitchen's
Yeah.
recipes
Oh.
to upgrade
From level
part of
1
what
to
happens
level
in
2.
the inn is 100 gold from just for level 1 because you have 3 trees to build into.
Right. So the music is at level 2 now, and that's why it's
And so
The
1,000
music
gold.
is at level 1. It's basic still.
Right.
Kitchen's at level 1.
Right, but to go up to level 2 requires 1,000
Yes.
for everything.
Yes.
All right, that's what I figured.
Well, no, not for everything. It's 10 recipes and ingredients and
100 gold.
100 gold per meal.
Okay.
For
So different levels have different requirements based on what it is.
So I'm
Yeah.
guessing if we find more instruments, they're more likely to be worth more.
depending on the instrument, yeah.
Yeah, depending on the instrument.
Yep.
'Cause you
Oh,
can
so
make
it's
5.
so it's not 1,000 gold in addition to.
No,
instruments.
it's a 1,000 gold total of whatever you're sacrificing.
Got it.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Get
Yeah, you can't just. So it's sacrificed instruments
It's not like
and
a mouth
materials.
harp, a pan flute,
Yeah, and then
3 more,
I'm gonna
and
just
then
dump
1,000
gold on my problem. No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
not how it
All right,
works.
that makes more sense.
Fair enough.
The only thing that you can currently just dump gold into is the first. It's the bar basically.
Got it.
Well, I'm down to
So
pay the
for
100
money.
gold if you guys are interested.
Yeah, I'm totally interested in you paying the 100 gold.
It's like, yeah, or we could just all give 20.
Well, isn't it 100 gold of worth of recipes?
Nope,
Just-
this
just
is for the bar.
For the bar.
Over the bar.
Flat money.
Yep.
It's just
Oh,
20
This is
gold.
flat money.
For
100
interest.
gold.
Interior
Alright.
renovations.
So everybody put up 20 gold.
All right.
You don't have to.
All right, so everyone puts in 20 gold, including our party member that's not here.
You take his money.
He puts in 40 gold.
Yeah, he pays for it all.
Hey, well then, I'm not gonna use this money for it.
All right, so you unlock the skill. Want to bet? It allows gambling in the inn, giving a cut to the house at the end of the night.
Nice.
One gambling game is now available in the inn. You will receive 20 gold per night, and luck is increased by 1, and that is an unknown effect.
Interesting.
So, all of you should probably write that down. Your luck is now 1
What?
Oh.
While we're in the inn, or just
all the time.
all the time?
Oh.
What game? Are
That is your decision.
Oh, you could play, was it
Shipsy?
Is that what it was?
I mean, that's the only one we've technically played so far.
You could do cards or anything like that as well, but Shipsy is the only in-game thing that we've done.
Is the luck plus 1 after we leave as well? Like it's just
It's all the
Oh,
time.
All
Yep.
the
nice.
time.
Cool.
You're feeling lucky.
There's no way we can add chess in here, is there?
It's hard
That's
to
not
bet on that.
You could bet
It's hard to bet on. You can bet on anything, believe me. It's also harder to cheat at chess, which means we don't want to.
So level 2 now says 1,000 gold worth of materials or game items. So, and that could be just raw materials that would upgrade the look of the inn, or if you had 1,000 gold worth of wood, they could add to the inn in different ways.
Okay.
Toss in one of those bars in Mithril.
Okay. 1 second.
Because we've got 4
That's
of
great.
them.
Yeah.
One of them
One
is
was for
going to
the
be used for the teleportation. Leaves us 3. 1 for the N. I'm gonna
You
use the
keep
other
them for smithing
well,
and
the
stuff,
other
or-
2 for the smithing, or at least 1 for the smithing,
Mhm.
and then 1 for crafting. Is my plan, unless you
That
guys
sounds cool.
fight me about it.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so
You just have to fight with you dead in your sleep.
I'm giving you, once again, I should read some of what I do before I give you
Like that
How much
giant
is a
shark.
anything.
How much is a mithril bar
It's
worth?
probably so much.
5,000.
Yeah! Thank you, Bryce.
5.
We are rich.
So does that jump us up like 3 levels?
It gets you level 2 because it's one sacrifice thing.
Yeah.
Guys,
Cypher.
I wish I'd have
Nice thinking.
shaved things off before I realized that.
You,
Here's a quarter of a bar of mithril.
5,000.
You guys doubted my ability to be a salesman and a businessman. I touched some metal. There we go. This is how I've been profitable with the used
Dumb
horse
luck.
salesman.
Sheer
dumb
dumb
luck.
luck.
What type of embellishments would you like to add to the end?
Well, I figured they've got to be mithril.
Fancy doorknobs and handles.
No.
So the mithril's going to do different things, but this also allows you to start
regenerate.
morphing some of the wood and stuff. So if you'd like certain carvings or designs, this is part of that upgrade.
Oh man. Well, pretty much raven motifs on the like the crown molding around the top, and
We do some Celtic knot type
yeah,
designs.
for sure, 100% on the pillars. They're in the
How about like a big flame brazier or something hanging
Like
from
over the bar?
ceiling? Something like that. Just
Like
something
in the
like
middle of
like a centerpiece up in the middle of the bar, or something.
not the bar, but over the dining area.
The dining
Yeah,
area, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
And maybe it's not like pure mithril. It's
Well,
like,
no, it's just shot. I mean, the other part of it is you can use a little bit of mithril to go a long way because
Right.
it's really light, really strong.
But just make it shiny, make it look fancy, a little nice,
But tasteful.
yeah,
Yeah.
gaudy, sort of.
You should give it like a dancing lights type glow so that like it kind of comes up from the top, hits the ceiling,
Mhm.
spills all over. I don't know, like
Come for the scorpions, stay for the atmosphere.
ambiance. We stay for pie, let's be honest. That's what we're here for.
The fine
I
wine.
was gonna say we better get some mozzarella sticks in there too.
Yeah. Don't make me hungry, Josh.
Oh.
So
No,
you wanna
mozzarella.
go through McDonald's?
Get their mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
No,
they
they
don't.
don't.
But you know who does? Sheets.
Sheets is pretty good mozzarella sticks.
Mm.
Sheets has actually impressed me with some of their stuff. What do you say?
Said now my mouth's watering. I need some water to wash it down.
I don't know which way you guys come in, but if you hit Morse Country Store, the potato wedges are the point. I may or not have gotten some of those.
I
on the way
almost
in.
wrote that down right here. Morse goes it wait. It's on my phone or something else. Bryce, you invented like Morse.
So, what do we get with level 2?
I'm
now?
working on it.
Okay.
because I hadn't planned on
Oh,
you
no.
having,
Prices are
that
correct.
much gold
Fair enough.
immediately.
Fair
So
enough.
I'm about to have your description of what happens.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't even think about it. I'm just like, I don't know.
There you go.
Yoink, right into the box.
Faye was the last bed in our bunker, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna write her close.
Oh, you have a little.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
got
know
the
why
chart.
I
Oh yeah, I was gonna
diagrammed it.
say you do
diagram.
have the seating arrangement,
Mhm,
right? Or
mhm.
sleeping arrangement, right?
There's the door.
Because I don't remember what it was.
You
Alright.
dude.
It's a ding.
Oh.
Can I
don't
make
know.
one last request with this mithril thing?
Okay.
Name tags for the people
Oh,
that
God.
work there.
So just Faye.
Just Faye and Ari, right? If she does part time.
And Ari, yeah, would be there.
Mithril name.
Well, maybe
Nah.
it's like wood,
Played.
but then it's got a little like mithril border.
That'd be cool.
Or just like very.
Or the
just
name
very-
is written in like mithril, like shiny, like it's a
Something
shiny,
like
like.
But
that would be
definitely,
cool.
since this was my idea, her name tag says Cammy because Cammy is Faye and Faye is Cammy.
What if her mom's dead?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, thanks for coming. Never mind.
Well, maybe it'll start out that way. It says like,
You could
here's your name
also-
tag. here's your
Everybody
name-
sees her name as something different, so nobody gets anybody's
So
name
good.
wrong. All right.
You can also make the silverware kind of retro.
People gotta pocket that.
That's a good point. I don't think about that. You know, I would never.
Well, I
it would
didn't
never
either,
cross
but
my
he
mind.
pointed out with the doorknobs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that would have been fancy.
Oh, well, definitely would have been. That's the other thing is we got to be like, all right, what are people going to try to
Just
take?
hire a bouncer.
Or maybe we could ensorcel stuff to where if you try to take it, it like makes your life worse. Like you steal the towels, they're super fluffy in the end, but when you leave, they're burlap sacks.
Or just gravel, right?
Or,
Apparently that's really comfy too.
or you know,
Very
you take the mithril fork, and when you go out to use it outside, it's actually a really splintery
Cool.
thing.
Cool.
I was just thinking like it's metal, therefore it's magnetic, so it like just pulls them back to the end.
All right,
Pretty
so
great.
first I need to know what is the game that you have chosen for one of that.
The dice game.
Shipsy? Yeah, we'll do Shipsy.
All right,
We're
Gypsy
familiar with
Dice.
it. We've all played it.
Yep.
So
I don't remember.
feeling lucky was the next line that has now opened for level 2. You now get 50 gold a night.
As our like cut off of.
So
from
instead of
betting.
20, it's 50, so it's
Yep.
upgraded, right? Okay.
So you may as well just put 10 per. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Because you weren't supposed to get to those for a while. Really
You
gonna
know
add up.
what?
I was gonna say you have your own self to blame for that one.
I'm thinking like the first episode we gave the bad guys like so much money. So
Yeah.
We deserve
We
our
deserve
Karma.
this. Yeah.
Even though we had nothing to do with it.
No, but we still deserve it.
Oh, you did. You distracted the guards.
All right.
You guys
And
did some bad
convinced
stuff
it.
that I wasn't there for.
Yes,
so.
that's
So
true.
as the mithril hits where the sacrifice is to be placed, the inside of the inn begins to shift. Celtic knots appear on the pillars. Within those knots are woven different images of some of your battles. If you look closely, you see Gazmak catching a shark. You see Ko throwing a spear to hidden enemies.
in a river.
In a river. You also see some of your friends that you have made along the way. So, you do see Homer now in his merman form.
Maybe it's like one of those 3D puzzle, like 3D
Ooh, you
images
put
where like
this
as
in
you're
it.
walking past it, he switches from
Wow.
like his human form to his merman form.
Wow.
That's cool.
You do see some people that mean something to you, even if it won't mean anything to anyone else. So Jezebel is now viewable.
Who?
What?
Grezebel?
Grezebel.
Grezebel.
Sorry.
Jezebel. How dare you? How dare you?
It's only fair.
You know nothing about it.
I feel like I just pulled a Gazmak movie.
How does it feel to get Gazmak?
Some scenes from your childhood have appeared, as well as an image of what's his name?
There's a huge tome.
He's
your
through
pet?
vigilance.
Oh,
There's a huge
Oh.
tome in the corner that is every single lizard folk game and rules.
And
It's this
rules.
big, and
Oh,
every time you
yes.
flip through it, you can never go back to that rules page. They change every time.
Yes.
Some of the some of the knots that you see are very similar knots to what you have that you've made on your armbands. A mithril lined brazier comes down from the roof, and it's almost as if the tree knotted down through it, so roots now grow up into the ceiling, and it's the reverse of a tree. So you see very fine mithril leaves come out, and then an ever-burning fire will now light the area. The last thing that you notice, that as you have the different chairs and the bedposts, the very top of them are all a dodecahedron that matches the one that Josh first, or that Cypher first stole.
We get to do this again? Will we upgrade next time?
So
Yeah, how much is that gonna cost?
now the next is 5,000 gold worth of materials.
I throw in another bar.
We
Go
could,
for it.
but
Go for it. Yes,
no.
please. And 5 more game items. So if you'd like to sacrifice the materials, go ahead.
No.
No?
Can I add one more request before I forget?
What's that?
In the knots that are near the bar, can we add the bunyip, basilisk, werebear, and all of Cammy's wannabe animals?
Okay, so on the bar, as you was first described in the what's it called? I just lost the name. It's right here.
Shifty
The
Saddle?
Shifty Saddle, which
Yeah.
was an excellent name for an inn, by the way. I will say myself. So as you see there, under some of the small animals are now imprinted on the very front of the bar. You will once again see deer, bear, fox, rat, dire rat, squirrel, firebelt cougar, owlbear, rabbit, a wolf, a humanoid wolf standing on its hind legs, and various other animals that do not have X's in front of all of them. In fact, the only ones that will are ones that you have killed. So this is now your own
A
personal.
mantis. No, we didn't kill that.
We didn't kill it.
No, we didn't even do any damage to that thing.
So, but one of your most notables are going to be the manticore,
Oh yeah, the griffin.
the griffin. You've killed a phase spider, so you'll have a spider that's half there but half not.
Fey spider. Fey. She runs the place.
But yes, you will now have your own bestiary almost for kills.
There's a bear in there.
Yeah, for Cammy's list, it was there like werebear, tarantella.
Oh, no, you guys have killed a bear.
Yeah, we
Killed
did.
bears. There's also a vampire lady we could put on there. Just saying.
Yeah, they're not really animals.
Well, she had like a werewolf thing on hers.
Yeah, there's werewolf and a werebear.
Oh. Yeah.
Werebear?
I don't think.
So
Werebear.
the rare creatures on hers was a bunyip, a basilisk, a werebear, a giant frilled lizard, a giant tarantula, and a sea serpent.
Giant frilled lizard.
Yeah, remember that made you uncomfortable? In the
I
first
know.
place?
But yes, so your bar now will hold your
Just
kill list.
something to remind
Very
Faye
cool.
of home. is
That's,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's weird, but okay.
I was trying to do Cammy's list.
And in front of the large fireplace, a small bed has appeared.
Who's that for?
It's for the inn animal.
Yep.
When we get one, it's like a. Oh, it's the mascot.
Like a
I've got chickens.
past pet.
No,
Yeah, no chickens.
unless you want to put chicken tenders on the menu.
I say a goat.
Eggs are fine.
Chicken tenders
A
are
goat?
better.
A goat.
That sounds
No,
so
we're not getting a
unsanitary.
goat.
All right, let's move on.
Refuse.
Come on. Let's move on. We should move it along.
All right, so now that you've severely upgraded your
Say a cat or a raven. Oh, a talking raven.
We should get one of those Aaron elemental puppies.
your bar in way beyond what I expected because I'm an idiot. What would you like to do?
I mean, gotta have some breakfast, right? Because it's morning.
Mhm.
All right, so you've gone to bed. You've slept the 6 hours that now gives you a full rest because you're in.
Urine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
I caught it.
Yeah, we're.
As soon as I said it.
I'm a child.
And you wake up in the morning. Again, it's between 4 and 5. Anasha has woken up first, as she is traditionally used to doing, and she begins doing some of her forms. What would you like to do?
Maybe check on the boys. See how the progress is going.
The mages.
Okay. So as you stop in, they have now formed the mithril. They got help from Weld and Bayan to form that out. They formed it into a very long ring. It's about 20 foot wide in diameter. So, as they've done that, they've also built a slight archway that has a very small embellishment along it, some form of writing. And they are currently casting. So, the two younger ones are basically just assisting what they can. They did some of the writing and stuff like that. But Liam, you can tell he is dripping with sweat. He has been there all night working on this cast.
Some watching.
Probably shouldn't disturb him.
So,
Do some concentration. Maybe just leave a glass for him.
Okay.
And some leftover deep fried scorpion from last night.
That does not sound
No.
even a little.
Leftover deep
Just
fried
cold,
scorpion.
greasy.
Yeah.
You imagine? I mean,
He's doing us a big favor. It's the best thing I could think to give
8-hour-old fried lobster.
Here's
Just
some deer berries.
here's some salmonella.
him.
Have fun.
All right, so you all also received that extra 10 gold now from feeling lucky.
Ooh.
So that is now 50 gold a night, like I said. So that's
Mm-hmm.
an additional 30 gold because you already received the 20. So
So
another
everybody
6
takes-
gold each.
Oh, cool.
Look at you guys making money moves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Throwing mithril bars.
Now
that
we
I
just sleep every all the time and just farm the money.
Maybe you should go catch a shark again so I can give you enough gold to start your own fleet.
Hey, you're the one who rolled to give me a shark.
I know, and I rolled really high.
Yep. How big is a whale shark?
Let's do that, man.
Yeah. All right. I guess just kind of like gearing up to get ready to go. So
Yep.
Will we need anyone to protect the portal on this side, since it has to be outside the boundaries and we have a Barghast at large?
that's what the mages are for. Once
So
They
it's
strong
done.
Liam and the mages will continue to be there
Okay,
to hold the portal open.
that's right.
Weld, Bayan, and Claude and Faye will be standing guard.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know what really else there's to do before we go.
I guess we could discuss
Battle plan.
who we want to have, who we think should have the mirror.
It's a good thought.
So my suggestion is you have mirror, and you have 2 game plans. You know, what are you planning on doing there? Are you just scouting? The portal will only be open for a day, and are you also going to try to make the quick journey to get your other core building? And that would probably be outside a day's journey in total.
The other core building would be.
Because remember
The
the
other
library.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta make it in 3 months at
You have
least.
3
but
months. Yep.
I mean, we have.
We have
I was gonna
time.
say-
I don't
plenty of
think we
time.
need, I
Yeah.
don't think we need to do it now.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is,
our
we can.
current
I mean,
objectives.
when are we going to come back here?
Well,
Well, the thing is, if we scout and then we
I mean,
go to the library,
It could end
get
up
the
being
core
the
building
last
and come
library we do again.
because
too.
we could do that, right?
Well,
we just locked ourselves in.
I'm thinking-
staying there is the only thing. right?
I mean, eventually we'll have to go to Isle Sidor. And from there, to get there, we'd have to get to a port. At that point in time, you're pretty much going right by Pike's Point.
Either way, it's fine.
So, I'm not in a rush to go get it right now.
It's not hard.
Because we have 2, right? Or we had 2. We've got 1 that's not been used yet. Right?
Correct.
Correct. You have not. You were planning the Smith, but you have not
Done that.
done that yet.
Do we need anything in order to do it for the first time, or we just say like smithy?
You need a material.
Got it.
Which right now you have.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if I want to use the mithril though. We could find iron or steel or something like that.
It will impact what happens to the
Oh well, then
smithy.
then never mind.
So the rarer the metal, the more
better.
benefits you could get.
Super magic smithy.
All right, there we go.
All right. Well,
Do we think?
I feel like we should sneak in and scout around as best we can. And maybe that's even just something where do a little boop of invisibility on somebody and let them walk around for a bit when we get close.
Works for me.
And then your last thing will be, where do you want your portal?
I know we decided outside.
We had discussed
of Eventswood.
outside events wood.
Somewhere in the woods.
Where
The Temple of Forgiveness is a little north, right?
where are goblins and evil people of those ilk who are helping this guy least likely to go?
You know something?
Any thoughts?
Least likely to go?
Right, because that's where we want to put the portal.
I mean,
Roll society if you have it. And actually, Nasha, this won't apply to you.
18.
19.
All right. So the two of you know that, based specifically, based on where you came from, there's not a lot of trees and stuff around, so they're likely to avoid the forest itself. It would make them uncomfortable.
Fair enough.
You would also know that while it is a very barren land, they do prefer civilization type areas. Mainly because if you're caught out in the wastelands, death comes for you. The
Yeah.
PvP is on.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
All right. Well, what about just a little ways away from Aaron's hut in the woods?
Works for me. Shoot, could we do it inside his hut?
Unless you think they've looked at it and I don't know.
I don't know
Could
how
be a
big,
risk.
I don't know how big the portal is. But it
20
fit
feet.
inside the house of a.
so
Halfling.
the other side of the portal is just going to make a rune inscription on the floor, and then it will have the rift there.
Got it.
So it's not like an open doorway that anybody can see, or it is.
The rift will be there. So, but it does. It's not gonna build like an arch or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
The arch is completely.
But
on this
I mean,
end.
we've been in the building. We're familiar enough to be able. Liam's been in the building. He should be, and that'll give us some sort of cover. Obviously, unless they've set up in it.
Yeah.
But
Which they might have, but it's a good like quarter-mile away, half
and if
mile
we
away.
do jump into there and there are bad people, the chances are that we can take them out before they get out, and so on and so forth. So at least I think it's a risk worth taking for the
proximity and
for the
cover
proximity and the
Yeah, I agree.
the hiding that it. As long as, because we don't have a high point that we can look down over top of it, so we may as well cover our tracks as much as possible.
All right. Well, let's do Aaron's hut then.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do before you leave, or before we go to the portal?
Nope, I don't have any prep work or anything. How long does a poison applied to a weapon last?
I'll give it a day or upon use.
So it's a use it once and it's gone, or it applies on all attacks for that day.
Poisons. Price and single dose. Poison capital. Which poison were you looking at?
Poison ivy. I was going to apply it to my.
What did I say that did?
It was lasted for 2d6 days. It was DC 20 fort save for half damage, -4 to strength and dex skills, and a 3 clumsy at the start of combat.
Okay. I think I made that up.
I mean, if there's a comparable one, I'll take that instead. I just figure if it lasts longer than just one attack, then
doing it.
then it's worth doing it. But if it doesn't, then I'll just keep it in my back pocket, and not literally, but
Oh, that's right. You got that from the pick
trail.
me up.
Mindscape.
Yep.
Because if it doesn't, then I'll just add it to a trap and maybe put it into the defenses of the inn or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so you'd add this to a trap.
Okay. Then that is what I shall do. Does the inn have and or need defenses?
Not current. Yeah, it doesn't have anything for defenses.
Okay, so it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
I would do. Alright.
All right then. So, as the time is nearing, everyone begins to gather around, and Weld and Bane are now wielding their hammers. Claude is there with his trident, and Liam is still there, preparing for the final measures. And then Faye approaches with her bow. Right, Faye?
Faye.
Yes. You got me with Cammy. In my notes, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have all gathered around the portal, and Liam looks to you. One final step, and it'll open when you are ready. Time will remain unchanged on both sides. So when it opens here, it opens there. You said Aaron's hut, correct?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. When you're ready.
Let's do it.
All right. What time of day would you like this to happen?
And so it was like
Because the
3 or 4
spell
when it finished.
will be prepared by 4.
Mm.
I would say probably true dark, so early evening, so like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We get a whole night and a whole day of daylight to figure out what we're doing before it closes. Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay.
Yep.
So you eat dinner. Everyone can roll your percentage dice.
Did I get better than that? 5.
That's a 35.
67 for me.
All right. So you get +2 to your Constitution, which means it's a 1 to all of your rolls that deals with Constitution-based stuff, including your fort save,
Yeah.
and you will get 5 extra HP for the next day. So your max HP is increased by 5.
Huh. There are no skill checks that at least that I have listed that require.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's
It's
interesting.
health and then the save.
And then fort save.
Yep.
Stuffing up on
Oh.
my pierogies.
I tell you, they're just my favorite. Thank you so much for making these.
I'm a little bit of a wizard. In the kitchen, of course.
So, as you have now finished eating, you've mentally prepared yourself. Everyone has gathered round, and Liam finishes his spell. As he does, the mithril gives off a glow throughout the writing and around the circle, and a rift shoots from the top straight to the floor, and curtains peel open, and you now see the inside of Aaron's hut. Roll perception.
Natural 20.
19.
20 non-natural.
29.
All right, so from what you see, the hut is half collapsed. So you will be walking out onto a collapsed roof, and you see woodline, but it doesn't appear to have anyone in the area.
Toss a rock through. Just the.
Yeah, these are all that to me. I'll just walk through.
So you walk through, the rock goes through, and nothing happens. You see it land on the other side, and Cypher walks through.
I'll go with him.
All right.
Okay. What does
Alright.
it feel like? What does
Alright.
it feel like? Is this,
So
I mean, it just is gonna itch or hurt or.
as you pass
Sparkle.
through that plane, you go from a very dry heat almost, and again inside that. So you're in the desert heat now because you've had to step outside of that protective aura where it was more moderate. But as you step through, a small amount of sweat kind of builds up on your brow, and you realize that it is significantly more humid here. And that's really the feeling that you get is just, oh.
Glasses fall out.
Yes.
And
Home to
so
Alabama.
you feel the difference in climate. You also are now hearing some of the insects and stuff that you wouldn't hear in the desert. And you are now about a half a mile away from Entswood.
All right.
Well, I think we should set up a little camp, a little home base, and then
What's that look like?
you know,
No fire
something-
or anything.
something hidden, and then we'll go and scout from there.
Works for me.
We're gonna talk about kind of strategy as well. I currently have the mirror on me. I know that this will be pivotal to this fight with Ira, so
The goal is not to have to use it today, right? We're just gonna scout, come back, plan again.
Well, no, I mean that's
all
the thing.
plan?
If we can scout, and because by the time we get done with our, it's only a half mile out, quarter mile out, right? So we go in, we scout it, we look at everything. It's night. By the time we're done making our preparations, it'll be nightier, and then we can go back in and stab them in their sleep, like the way of a true hero.
The element of surprise.
That's right.
That's the way to phrase it more nicely. Yeah, let's set up a little camp here just to make sure that we've got.
I mean,
places
because
to go
we
back
have
to.
24 hours, so if we
Mhm.
try to wait too long, we're gonna be attacking them at the middle of the day.
Right.
Mhm.
time is ticking.
So take what we need, and then we'll go in and poke around a little bit.
All right. So where would you like to set up the camp?
I would just say like something real small, just kind of tucked in like one of the existing corners of Aaron's hut,
Yeah,
just right there, so that's
we don't
hidden.
need much. I mean,
Right.
we're going, so.
Just in case we need to come back for some reason. Kind of
Well, we do have to come back.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
like after we go, like we come back, we have a place to like sit and talk and maybe have some food and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
I'm gonna set up a trap directly in front of the portal.
Okay.
Everybody is I'll point it out and go, here's the trap, but I'm gonna set it up so in case we gotta book it real quick, we can go through and or nobody's gonna sneak through while we're away. Ideally. I don't know which one yet, but
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll once I figure out
Alright.
which one it is.
While he's doing that, whoever's trained in survival can roll survival.
I'm so trained in that.
17.
23 or 22. Sorry.
All right. So you notice that you could go through one of the rear windows, and that would almost put you in what was his bedroom area, and that would be enough for you guys to set up. With a little more digging, you take some of the roof material and lean it up against where that window is, so you have to go in and around to climb up into it. And that has pretty much, from what you can tell, hidden you away if you were to be inside.
Good find.
All right. Well, shall we sneak along?
Let's go.
All right,
Works for me.
Mister, you want to lead the way?
I can.
All right. One of us non-sneakers and stick to the back.
I mean, we could just send. So Dwarmer's not with us, correct?
No, he's still managing.
All right. So, so if you want to cast, or you can throw invisibility on the both of us. granted, you would go. I would say that we all go together until we reach basically within sight of the thing. Then you cast invisibility on the two of us.
I'll try not to get slammed by a bed this time or set on fire.
All right. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
And then you guys can just kind of wait, and if
we'll hang back, make kind of like stay partway between town and the portal, just to maybe hear if somebody notices the portal for some reason.
If anything went wrong, do we have a way?
I was gonna
to
say,
let them
do we
know?
have a signal that
Like you
will
can
basically
talk in
say,
people's heads, but
"Come running"?
Firewall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got.
I
Yes,
was
fire.
just say neither one of us have that. So
not prepared today, no.
wait, you have dancing lights, right?
I did, but I didn't prepare it unless you want me to
Oh.
retcon it. I prepared radar and stabilize.
Does radar do what I think it does?
Radar.
Read or
Oh, I thought you
heard
said
R.
radar. I was like, oh, that's perfect. We know where everybody's at.
What does radar do?
What is read or?
It's just like what kind of magic. It takes a while, but if we were adventuring, we don't have you.
Yeah.
It seemed helpful.
So signal for me is pretty easy. Just
Well, yeah, but we're the ones that would need
I know.
to cast a signal.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's not gonna help.
Should have brought like just could have lit up a crossbolt and been wing in there, something like that.
You could light a crossbow bolt on fire and shoot it in the air.
Can either of you use a wand?
How do you
What
do
does
that?
that require? Arcana?
It depends on the one, but more than likely it's Arcana for what he
Magic
has.
missile.
I can do that.
I was just say I feel very.
Here you go.
It would be
unprepared for that.
Arcana roll.
Here's my wand.
All right, I'll take it.
Easy enough, right?
So what do
You
you?
just shoot up in the
I
sky.
mean, can you
It's
even?
invisible.
I was gonna say.
Oh,
you
is
can't-
it?
Hit something.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
a-
see
it's a
magic
ball of
missiles.
force.
It's
Oh.
yeah.
I,
Huh.
No,
no, I'm just thinking Pathfinder Kingmaker, where you get the little white tentacles. that come
all
out.
that is it's showing the path of the force
Got it.
missile.
Well,
Yeah,
never
that's all
mind
it
then.
is.
I'll take
It's like-
that back.
Crap.
You have a staff?
I do. I'm attached to it though.
Is that the one that you made for?
Yeah.
Wish we had more stuff like this.
Dude, it's almost like I give you a full day to prepare for all this, and you didn't use a drop of it, but to drop mithril into your...
We were prepared. It was the long preparing for a long.
I was sitting here, I'm
times.
like, I know there's gonna be whole stuff we're gonna discuss there, but I don't know.
I was gonna say, if you see basically a torch, if you see a torch above, like thrown above the height of the walls, or if you see one thrown over the walls, that's a signal.
Fair enough.
I sure hope
Because-
nobody just throws it.
No one's gonna be throwing torches around in their
There's
base.
one guy that's practicing. his
Yeah,
guns.
he's doing juggling. Oh no, they're in a lot of trouble because they keep throwing them over and over again.
Talent show's coming up. I gotta practice. Gotta really impress the boss.
So there,
All right.
there you go.
So let's walk on over and then.
I figure we'll sneak up to within sight, and then
Alright.
we've got.
As you sneak up into sight, go ahead and roll perception.
That's all of us, right?
Yep.
All right.
10.
27.
31.
21.
All right. So what you do? You're
Completely
you're
oblivious.
still thinking. How? Torch?
I'm just thinking like,
What?
why is the magic missile invisible?
That
does it hurt
you've
someone?
used it several times.
It's been in combat, right?
You just thought you saw it.
So, the outside of what was the wooden wall now has posts and spikes pointed out. They've made this a more defensible position. There are guards, and I'm not going to bother putting them out now because we're going to stop here.
I was
in a
gonna
couple
say,
minutes.
yeah, we
Because
probably
we took
don't-
so long setting up and upgrading.
Upgrading, yeah,
Yes. It was
unexpectedly. But there are going to be guards along the wall, and there are Roman guards near the main entrance.
Roman guards. Oh no.
Roaming.
Roaming.
Yeah.
I heard Roman too.
Weird.
Centurion.
Screw you guys.
Centurion, sir.
And then you see three large giants I'm making that up. That was the screw you guys. There are no large giants.
Isn't it redundant?
Three.
All right,
Huge,
fine.
large
Gargantuan.
There are large
Rock
giants.
trolls. Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
And there's a pot in the middle. They're all looking at
You
you.
do notice that the roadway that wasn't well worn is now got ruts in it. And it appears that heavy equipment has either been moved in or have been moving in and out of this area. Otherwise, there are guards posted on the top. You're unable to see in, and there are a couple archers on top of the dim flame.
Well, sneaky folks, you sneaking.
And that
I was
is where
gonna
we
say-
will stop.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting
Sneaky
on.
folks,
Yeah,
sneaky.
we'll cut it a little short. There's no reason to start sneaking through town or into town with 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
So
Woo.
Oh boy.
Here goes nothing.
there
Yeah.
we are
Everything.
back in Entswood.
Man.
So I don't know
So
if he'll
long.
be with us next week, obviously.
I know,
but
David.
I mean, if the portal's open,
he
he
can
can always
come
come
through.
Yes.
through
And hit your
find
trap.
us.
And hit your trap and set off the whole guard.
Jeez, yeah, he would too.
What trap did you set? Was it alarm?
Well,
or
the
was
thing
it like...
is-
And you
No,
know he doesn't
it's-
watch these.
It's either.
When's it gonna happen? Don't tell him. Just-
It's
We
either
should just stuck our
the.
head
it's-
in and been like,
trap.
hey,
I have to
second
look at
trap.
it.
They saw it happen on the other
Oh,
side. They
that's
just
true.
didn't hear it or anything like that.
Okay, that's
It
fair.
would
that's
be whatever the highest one that I could make would be either the biting snare, the
Great.
spike snare, or the scything blade snare. I'm not sure.
Ooh.
Not sure which
Only
one I
the
can
kind of
actually
dwarf
make
shot
at this
pass.
level. So. That scything blade snare is nasty.
Yeah, you can't make that one.
I didn't think
That's
I
way
could.
too
So
high.
it's probably
You
the,
could probably add like cold,
Spike
cold
or
mold
probably
or
this-
poison ivy to
yeah.
that, can't you?
probably the spike. I'm not sure. I have to look at it. And see
Yeah.
which one I make.
So, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this journey back to Entswood. And by journey back to Entswood, I really mean our role-playing the creation of the inn and upgrading it way more than I ever
It's a
expected
glorified
this
shot.
early in the game.
It's like the Dragon Ball Z thing where they just shout for 20 minutes
Yeah.
before they like, oh, next time.
Hey.
We have to min-max all of the stat bonuses we can get
Yeah.
before we take on this boss.
Oh gosh.
Oh, did I tell you? Your luck is now at 3.
Oh.
Instead of
Writing
one.
that
You
down.
said you're not gonna tell us what that does yet? Is that what
It's
you
an
said?
unknown effect currently.
Okay. Do we all get halfling luck? Because that would be awesome.
No,
No.
Darn it.
we're not.
We're not that cool. We're not as cool as Siphon.
So,
I
but
was
yes,
gonna say mine it has reset, so I should be able to give that to somebody, maybe, hopefully, and hopefully we won't need
again,
it.
thank you for watching. And until next time.
I
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
So you.
And if you decided to stay now, we're going to go ahead and move into our after action. So,
Now is when we have that actual like scouting.
Oh.
so spoilers possibly incoming. Spoilers. But this is just where we talk about the episode and we can go from there. But
Yeah.
what do you think?
Here we go.
It
Yeah.
was so unexpected.
Thank
It was
you,
just a toss away. I was just like, hey, this is probably worth something.
Yeah.
Way more than I expected.
Chaos.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So would the other 4,000 worth of mithril just kind of get burnt?
It's
whatever
just
it was?
that amount of resources have gone into it
Oh,
now,
okay,
so
okay.
you're seeing much more embellishments with that mithril than
Sure.
you would have had
Than the,
you just
than the
added.
Just
bare
gold.
minimum
Yeah.
of whatever
Yep.
it was that we used.
Okay.
So like
That's cool.
yeah, the chandelier type thing that came down, that wouldn't have been nearly as cool.
What was it called?
Like
A brazier.
Oh,
Brazier.
brazier.
Yeah.
Just never heard that.
So
That's cool.
It's pretty neat.
yeah.
Just, I've got to remember. Well, yeah, I was gonna say now. Part of me just wants to. All right, what's the minimum I can do with the smithing, and then dump as much of it as it in later. But we still have what 2 left, I think.
Yes.
2 ingots left.
Yep.
That's
So-
right. Yeah.
Dang.
It's pretty neat.
Thanks for that cave.
Yeah, that
It
Cave
was-
of Wonders apparently.
Yeah, it was great.
That had
Heat metal.
20k worth of mithril in it.
Those trolls were packing.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we are now
Yeah,
having to
loaded.
deal with the consequences of past decisions, and so are you.
Yes. It's coming back around.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
I say we just forget this whole main storyline thing and we just find another mine and just heat metal, heat metal, heat metal.
Oh,
Well,
trust me.
I was gonna say,
You're
yeah,
getting significantly less out
yeah,
of those
we'll,
mines.
we'll be lucky if we get one ingot. Out of it.
You get a couple of lumps. That's one of the things.
Is-
in here.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
that's a unit of measure. Is a
Yeah.
lump.
So a mithril chunk is 500 gold. Even that would have been too
Wow.
much.
You gave us 4 ingots. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So much.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yay! How much gold did we get
So
to?
did you
what's
not
her name at the
realize that
beginning?
until I just threw that in there and you looked up to see how much it was worth?
Yeah. Because I was like, oh, the main idea was that the ingots were going to be used for, the creating of this. I was like, 2 other ingots. He's going to build material stuff out of it anyway. I'll just wing it. That's what I get for winging it. Instead of taking the extra 3 seconds it
It would
took
have
me
been to look it up.
to look it up, and then I could have been like, yeah, it's going to take at least a chunk for the portal, maybe a chunk for, whatever
I was
else.
gonna say that portal is a 4,000 gold
That's
portal.
very
Yeah.
Plus, that's just the mithril too. The
Speaking of
chalk
which-
and the
Actually, so yeah, let's hold on. Because I'm an idiot.
stop that.
Okay, because I'm lazy.
Better.
Yeah.
Busy.
This portal will now last a month.
Oh, what?
Like if we don't defeat the bad guys.
So
No, we're definitely going to defeat
Yeah,
the
we-
bad
well, we
guys.
can
close
but
it,
now,
though. We
but
can-
now we
it can be closed on the other end.
Does it take
All
a
Liam has to do is say goodbye.
Does it take a day to open it back up again?
No, it won't be open
So
again.
Yeah.
does Liam know?
Sick.
Yes.
That it's, okay.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because if he's just like, all right, it's been a day.
Well,
I'm
now
out.
that means that we can go.
So-
That's
we can
helpful.
recover. We can,
we can
come
go to the-
back.
We can really
temple
retcon.
It also
Yeah.
means that he no longer has to be there constantly keeping it open. The day he had to be there. Now it is open until he decides to close it.
Yeah.
But it can only be done on that end.
Yeah.
But yes, so had you thrown 2 ingots into it, the duration would have been unlimited, and the destination can be anywhere on the same planet.
Nice. Good to know.
Wow, and we have 2 left, so
We're not doing
Where's the
that.
nearest? Where's the nearest Mario Kart track?
Oh no.
So
We just,
Lord.
that's the thing. It's like, when you've got 3 lives in Mario and you do the double jump, you end up in level 9, 3 lives. It's just like, all right, guys,
Here we go.
this is
Yep.
end game stuff.
Oh,
Let's
that'd
go.
That'd just be terrible for you. You'd never know where we're gonna go. We just show up
Well,
somewhere.
no,
Yeah,
it would be like a portal to a place. It's not
Oh,
like a
but
thing that we could
access from
just
anywhere?
read.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, it would be access
Yeah, so
from outside
once
of
this
the
portal shuts down, you burnt through all
Sure.
of what was there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd have to get the mithril or whatever over again, and yeah.
We could set up an instant portal network
I was gonna say,
between 2
forget the,
very distant
The
places.
shipping thing. Just this.
Yeah, right? It's just like, all right, we're now facilitating trade between these 2
Yeah.
places on
Well,
the map.
Goblin City and the Dwarf Capital, I think, are things to consider. And then we pay a
I'm-
transit fee and all
I'm
that jazz.
hesitant.
hefty transit.
I'm hesitant to go back to Goblin City, but that is probably the best spot to set it up.
Or we can save a significant amount of money on the portal and build a trading post, and then we automatically do the thing that does, but
Yeah.
costs us
Mhm.
money and makes us, or costs us less and makes us more in the long run.
You signed yourself up for a lot here, Bryce.
You're right, I did.
A lot.
And now for me to start devising how to get out of it. Well,
A wild bird comes
That's right.
down and
No,
steals
it's
your
just,
mithril.
It's just, oh goodness, there's a confluence between Hearn and Astonia, and well, things moved, and now your stuff doesn't work anymore.
or it does, just not the way you thought.
There it is.
Gazmac trips over a branch and over a root and the book that tells you how to do everything with your core buildings gets wet.
Yeah.
The ink is all gone.
Oh no.
Start over.
No.
Find a new book.
No, it just changes the language. Because in this dimension, it's written in a different language.
Jezebel shows up. And
Yeah,
maybe,
Jezebel
come on.
shows up.
You wake up bald and you don't know why.
No. Yeah, I heard you say that. I was like, Jezebel? Did I forget somebody's name for real?
Oh
The series name.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Where did I read
Are we
that?
gonna call ourselves the Sin Eaters? Is that a thing, or we just toss that around at the
I think
beginning?
that we.
I haven't heard anything
I don't know.
since. So.
I don't think we have a gang name yet.
Also, I need to find out how much trouble I am for using a copyrighted name.
What?
It's not really copyrighted. It's just a book name.
It is a book. Well, yeah, series. It sounded interesting.
I mean, we're gonna.
All right,
do
so
Homebrew.
for homebrew names, we were looking at the one-word document.
Jizz.
Here it is.
All right,
There's not a lot of them.
Worlds collide. Woven worlds. Planar rift. And splintered worlds.
I like that one. The Worlds Collide is a Power Man 5000 song, so we probably shouldn't use that one because we can just open with that. Because that would be amazing and completely like it's industrial metal. It would not match
I like
the tone
Splintered.
at all.
I like Splintered Worlds.
Yeah, Splinter
kind
and
of-
Woven both sound cool. They kind of have different, I don't know, like nuances to what could happen, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it does.
So.
So which one do you want? to
Yeah.
have?
What we want and what we actually do.
Yeah, You can, as you know, our intentions aren't always.
So splintered worlds
How
is
it
probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Although you did receive your first official request
Yeah.
to fix things.
Second. Well,
Because did the card?
we got the
Power Man 5000 when worlds collide.
Oh, there you go.
Just, but
Fair enough. Well, I mean, the librarians, they asked us to work on stuff. It was
Right.
specific to them, but we did get the whole, hey, you've got to do this.
So yeah, that is. But this is the first one that actually.
This is the first main quest request.
Yeah,
To the
exactly.
core, yeah. Good point.
Also, so I was thinking about it. So listening to Dark Dice, I realized that their first season is one adventure and that's it. I don't think it carries over to the next season. I haven't gotten there yet, but that's what it seems like. This adventure could last for a long, long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I noticed.
Already being a year into it, we haven't even defeated one sin.
All of the time.
Like, yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it, and Critical Role, it's been the same way for them. It is a very long time.
We can speed
Did
things
you
up a
realize
little.
that when you?
Or we
started
can
it?
just lose.
I was gonna say, well, probably.
I didn't really think about it. I also didn't think of what it would be like to do, because I didn't really think of what Dark Dice does. And actually telling a story of an adventurers that might not be adventurers. They might not be the heroes of the story. Or they might be and they fail, or,
Right.
whatever. I just didn't really think about how this could play out.
Death is always an option.
As far as,
Yeah.
like, we're in this for a long haul if that's where we continue. Because, it's not like I just set up the world to be, book one, where you're starting off with one guy to kill and it's a local problem, then you progress. No, I started off with there's a world of problems, good luck.
Yeah.
So,
You also started
Two
us
worlds
off
of
with
problems. Actually.
there's Mario Kart.
yep.
We can't end the series until we do Mario Kart.
That's
this
how
is a
the
good
series
pact.
ends.
We'll
we all
say
die in a
sin
wreck.
on sin number 4.
At least it was fast.
Mario Kart should have happened.
So,
Something like that.
but yeah, I was thinking about that today as I was working a little more on world stuff.
Realistically speaking, we could speed things up a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
As far as just like where we go from one place to the next. That
Yep.
kind of thing. But
I was gonna say, yeah, you'd have to dial down the curve of stuff a little bit as far as like how things are progressing and all that other kind of
to
stuff.
tell you the truth, in all honesty, I've progressed you to level 5 way too
Faster.
quick for the length of campaign that we've kind of set up for. Because, yeah, I mean, everyone wants to get some levels in them, but if we're looking at the grand scheme of things, you haven't killed a sin yet, and you have 7 of them. So
We'll be level 192.
Well, the thing
The
is,
levels
I mean,
come
you've
slower
seen
now on.
Yeah.
you kind of power through 1 through 10. You get through fairly quickly, but once you hit 10, things start to get
yeah,
progressively harder,
Do you tend
or
to-
just takes longer. And then once you hit 15, it takes forever to level.
do you end up
So-
leveling up at different times, or is it
It
just takes
always
more
like group-
experience.
Yeah, it just
group?
takes more experience.
so that depends on the type of play.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna
way
say,
we're doing it,
he's-
it's all story driven,
Yeah,
and it's
sure.
whenever I've decided that you've done enough, and here you go. But for like normal Dungeons and
'Cause
Dragons,
they do like XP, right? You reach
it's
over-
XP based.
It just there's several
So,
ways you can do it.
XP. It could be gold based because there are campaigns that's more just about like
Yeah.
politics and wheeling and dealing and stuff like that.
Well, that's an older method, but that is a thing that's done.
There's also storyline based, and that's
What's
what
the-
Pathfinder does a
What's
lot.
it? Milestone.
Milestone,
Milestone leveling is where you once you reach a certain
You
point
achieve
in the
an
story,
objective, or-
you gain a level,
Yep.
or you get to a level.
Or basically, like in Pathfinder, the first book, it says, and they should be about level 4 when they enter this area, or in the middle of this area, they should level up, or something along those lines.
And we've done both as far
Yep.
as milestone versus like just actual XP.
and
And there's
pluses and minuses
to
to both.
both.
Yeah.
So
Like
I
right now, I'm the
enjoy both.
highest level and most experienced in our current game because I haven't died yet. But a
I
death,
also had to
we,
restart.
for our rules, we said a death takes you back 1 level.
Or it just takes you. You don't lose a level, but you lose all of the XP
That you gain
that you
for that.
that you
Yep.
have.
I got you.
So
So you might be
brings
like
you-
right under 5. You died. You're going back to 4. With
No,
nothing
you're going
else.
back. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you're
So-
staying level 4, but you
Mhm.
are level 4 with 0 XP into level 4.
Sure.
So,
which
That seems fair.
which sucks for those of us who've died twice.
yeah. So, I will say that's something for us to think about if we ever want to pause somewhere in the middle of the game to just experience something different. That is an option. But, we'd want to make sure that pause happens in a good place where, you've at least settled something and not left a whole
Like
bunch
right
of
now?
undone. Yeah, let's we're calling it quits. There we go.
There we go.
But the other option is, and the other thing that has happened with this world that I've built is that you're not really the only ones that are fighting the sins right now either. We're following your story. You could get to a place and find out that 2 of the sins have been defeated.
So to that point, yeah, I think if we ever wanted to do something different, I know you mentioned wanting to do a survival horror thing.
Mhm.
You could set us up at level 7 or 8 or 10 or whatever's appropriate for the Isle of Sador.
Yep.
And there's your vampire survival horror
Yep.
thing, and we could do that. And just basically, instead of focusing on this group, now we, once we get to kind of a pause point, we can go into this other, shift.
It's almost
into another
creating an anthology
cool.
series of sorts.
And this is something that I did want to be involved. You might not have to fight all the sins. Yes, you've ran into several of them, but right now, as far as Avaricia is concerned, the Oracle has gone to war with her.
Right.
You could very
Just like
easily,
Frodo and Sam didn't fight everybody in
yeah,
Mordor
you could
or
very
the-
easily be like, you know
Really?
what? Maybe this is better use for you to have, and you give up the talisman to someone you trust
Right.
and see what happens.
Not anymore. They're mine.
Well, can
you
you take
undo-
Yes, you can
Oh,
do it.
wonderful! I did not know that. I was really intimidated. Like, this is gonna be this forever. Like, oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
What was the thing we decided on? Splintered World.
like Woven
Splintered
too.
Worlds.
Okay.
Because
Because I had one that came to mind. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Well, we did this. It's a book series, so we can do that.
Yeah, Woven Worlds, Splinter Worlds. I like both of them.
So
I guess they both have really cool like logo ideas that you
Yeah,
think
whatever
play into
one
that.
gets you a better YouTube thumbnail.
Because you have, I mean, you described like a mirror thing before, so you could do something like that, just like
Yep.
play up and
And I was gonna say there's
kind of a scale.
another
thing,
one I thought of.
gets good.
It's actually a game system, so that won't work either.
So, but yeah, and I almost like that idea better. The idea of we're following your story right now. That doesn't mean other stories aren't happening somewhere else. You know, you are a group of heroes, but you might not be the only group of heroes.
Yeah, I think that opens the opportunity for us to have like
Other people on, right?
we can roll new characters and do a different
And have
adventure.
other stories
You can
inside
have
of us. Yep.
you can have one like you said, Isle Sador. You could have one where we're set in Hearn.
Yep.
And we're on the other side. We could have an evil campaign.
We
where
could.
We're in the army.
Those are really hard to do.
I know you've said that before.
I'm not trying to dissuade.
Right.
Well, I mean, it'll be hard for Bryce.
Sure.
Whatever. I got a group of heroes that are ready to fight you.
That he's given so much mithril to.
That I have severely
Yeah, but wouldn't we start
created
out?
unbalanced.
We would
gameplay
start out
for
with
it.
20,000 gold. What are you
Right.
talking
Here
about?
we go.
Depends which part of the army you're in.
You're welcome. What was your sin mistress?
I thought it was
As-
Avarisha. I thought that's who that was.
Asadia.
No,
Asadia
Yep.
spoke with Avarisha.
Oh, okay. That's why I was
Avarisha, I
asking
think,
what
is
she
like-
looked like, because I thought maybe
Right,
you would.
that's what I
recognize
thought too, and then I realized no, it's something different. Avarisha is the one who like had the portal set up
Yep.
and basically sent me through.
Yep.
But Asadia is the one who's actually hired me.
Yep.
He still hasn't paid
They
me
were
my
both
percentage.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, good
one.
luck getting that money.
But we'll see.
Plus, you don't even know what your percentage is.
Yeah, I didn't ask a lot of questions.
You
really
I
kind of
asked-
forced into this.
I asked if there was health insurance.
You asked
That was
where
it.
the wishing wells
Yep.
were.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if they actually like the first time that your character actually dies, you just kind of wake back up and you're like, what is it? Debts like in the air, debts paid.
So another idea that I've had that I think would be interesting to try at some point in time is doing a more open gameplay to where we're actually playing a MMO of sorts, but on paper. To where like, for instance, your spellcasters wouldn't be limited on what spells they use. Rather, you would have a mana pool, and each different spell level would cost a different amount of mana. So if you're casting level 0s, those are your no mana cost type spells. Level 1s would be appropriately scaled, and I would work some of that gameplay out.
Sure.
But to where you could actually get items that increase your mana regen per round, and stuff like that. I think it could be interesting to do something along those lines, but it would take a lot more of world building as far as the mechanics go.
Yeah,
But I thought it'd be interesting to do something like that.
that sounds cool.
But with that, if we ever did something like that, it would be a classless thing, to where what you decide to put points into will impact your stats, which then might make you a better rogue or might make you better at magic.
We could say if we did the Hearn thing, because it's older and broken and all that kind of stuff, we play by Pathfinder 1 rules.
Now to really confuse me. I can't even hit things right now with my fist without getting so confused. You're gonna mix it up on me again.
Yeah, I think that's a
That'd be
cool
cool.
idea for us, is to say like maybe we set like parameters or goals on this campaign and say like maybe it's something like we need to confront like 3 sins or 4 sins, and then we say okay, we'll have a break here and then do like a shorter, maybe it's something shorter where it's like we go into it knowing this other group that we're doing is just handling this one sin, and that gives you
I
a
like-
nice
I like that idea,
Yep.
of, especially if we do the whole survival horror thing on Sador. I like that idea, but again, it's my idea, so I like it. But what we could do is that's all it is. It's just like this campaign. It's however long it takes. You're in one place. You're doing the one thing. That's the thing. And as soon as you accomplish that goal, that part's done. And back to the main.
and then we can always
That'd be cool.
cross-contaminate characters
It'd be
whenever.
so fun. You
whenever
could
it's
be you,
appropriate.
but do NPC conversations
Well, and I
with
think
yourself.
I really like where this is kind of going, because it does mean that some of the things that you've done right now will have impacted your other group of heroes somewhere else.
And
So
vice versa.
If you have
we'll
a
get
group,
little nods.
if you have a group of heroes that are
Yeah.
fighting the sin you first ran into,
Mm.
she's already got a big leg up on them because she's got so much gold that Gazback just handed
Honestly,
to him.
there's an
No.
idea. Is it's kind of like Rogue One. You know you're going into it knowing you're
You're
going
gonna
to lose, but at the cost to weaken this overpowered scent. That would be interesting.
Yeah. So I think that we will probably need to have a day in the not near future, but by the time we've kind of wrapped up the first sin, maybe even a little beyond that, where we sit down and we decide where are we going with this portion of the campaign. Are these the heroes that we want to be, the heroes that end up like petitioning the gods or whatever? Or are we good with these heroes doing something for now and picking up another group of heroes or villains that might be heroes in their own way?
That's kind of what you are, right?
Yeah. Depends
So-
on the day. How much money is involved.
So, but yeah, I think that's something that we'll need to sit down and discuss. Another thing, in the semi-near future, I'd like to do another day of gaming, if anyone's interested. And for a second side note, I would like to do some filming of board games, where we actually do live play board games here, because it's the setup that I originally wanted that Tim and I first discussed. One of the ways that roleplay came into existence as far as this stuff goes is Tim and I tossed around the idea of creating a channel that was dedicated to playing one game. And that was the card game.
Necronomicon cards?
No.
Munchkins?
Smash Up.
Smash Up, that's right. Oh gosh.
So, Smash Up is a card game that you take two different decks of cards, you smash them up, and that is your hand. And each deck does different things, and they all play off each other. But with the amount of expansions that they've released, we did the math, and
It's
if
like-
we played, we wanted to get to the point that we would basically play every type of deck at some point in time.
It's like 18,000 different combinations or something.
It was
Massive. It
Yeah.
got real big real quick.
That's crazy.
And I think more expansions have come out since we talked about that. So there's
and it wasn't just that playing, but playing against each other as well, which is what added to the astronomical.
Well, if we're just looking at
possibility.
just board games, I'm down for Seven Wonders,
Yeah.
Dixit,
Oh, yeah.
and what's
We
the
have
other
bunch.
one? The starts with a C.
Catan.
Yeah, or that one or
Carcassonne, I love
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne.
So,
Oh,
I just played Carcassonne for the first time.
so fun.
Yeah.
She's
have you guys ever played
she's way
Seven
too good at
Wonders?
it.
Excuse
I
me.
Seven Wonders. Is
I
like-
love Seven
Have you
Wonders.
ever
We
played
have-
Seven Wonders really wrong once?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a
That's
couple expansions.
real
as well.
wrong.
Yeah.
And
Those-
meters.
Why do I have all the gold?
That sounds like a
Seven
You don't
Wonders
get this
and,
every round? Weird.
Seven Wonders and Dixit are my two favorite.
Oh,
board games.
Oh.
I got a new one called Camel Up, which is basically a horse racing game, but with camels.
Interesting.
But the tricky part is that there's 16 spaces and like the camels are racing around. But the piece that kind of complicates things is that if there's an existing camel in a spot and another one comes up, that one goes on top of the first camel. And so if the bottom camel moves, it carries the one on top with it.
Interesting.
And so now you've got this like all these different probabilities of, well, if red rolls first, it'll carry blue with it. But if blue goes first, it could go in front of red, and then red could go, and then like you have to bet who's going to win that leg, and like it gets real complicated real fast.
that
Interesting.
sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Currently, there are 82 factions in Smash Up.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I can't even think of the
82?
yeah.
I mean, the base set comes with like 16 or something.
Yep. So we decided if you just take one, and now there's 81 others. That means for one deck, there's 81 options, and then it just continues from there. It's a lot of options, but we thought it'd be interesting, and it would only be that would be the channel's entire purpose.
Isn't that 82 factorial?
That's what I'm
Yes.
looking at
Is
now.
that correct?
Yes.
So that is
Because that's bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
That
So that's how this whole thing first got imagined?
Well, we had thought about doing that because it's just like that's just one game that's a lot of fun, but that'd be one way to like
I
kind
did
of
something wrong too.
go real deep.
Yeah.
Because it says 4.75 e to the 127.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, you're right. So that is basic. Yeah, it's
4.7.
eight. It's 8.5 to the 156 power.
So
8.5?
infinite for the purpose of
Wait,
our life.
8.5 to 156?
Well, I put 82 to 82.
It'd be 82. It's 82 factorial, which is 82 times 81 times 80 times
Oh, then I did
79.
that wrong.
Yeah, 82 factorial, which is what I put in the Google calculator, comes out with 4.753643 e plus 122.
Yeah, I don't know math enough to know what that means.
E is
We won't get through it all.
that's like
Eternity.
that's no.
The factorial of 82 is exactly a lot. 4, 1, 2.
Exactly.
Welcome to the after action where we do
That-
math.
Oh, you made me spit.
What?
That's a lot.
A lot.
30, 31,
A lot.
32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
I bet it's 120
I
something.
bet it's 122.
So it's probably four
Okay.
and a half to times
So-
10 to the 150.
We could play this
Forever.
Forever.
For the rest of our
For
lifetimes. And
all
we
of
would
it.
never finish it.
No.
Even if you played like 6 games in a
Well,
day,
when we first calculated, there was only 40 something.
No,
And
it's
we
like
thought about that, and
50.
we were like, if we just played a
It's just
game
50.
3 times a week,
I think it came out to like 18,000 when we first.
Yeah.
When we first.
it was just a
Came up with
ridiculous amount of plays.
Now it's
And this isn't a ridiculous amount of plays.
ridiculous.
It is.
This
It
is a
100%
a
is.
pointless amount of plays.
But it was one of the ideas that I thought of for role-played games, because I want to have to where we're doing Dungeons and Dragons. I want to have video games, but I also want to have board games. And part of that board game idea is, I know growing up, whenever I played board games, it was checkers, dominoes, and like 2 other games. And that was it. And it wasn't because more games didn't exist. It's because my family didn't try them out. And Tim and I had talked once. Right now, board games are just blowing up. More and more indie creators are creating them. Joel, who did Norman, he did his own game.
so
I
cool.
played his game.
And I actually
This
talked
game
to him.
is amazing.
I thought it would be really cool to bring him on and do a play of his game.
What is it called again?
I forget what
It's
it
the one
is.
that's crazy, like weird things happen, right?
Yeah.
Just,
It's oh man, I want to remember what it was called. It was
It was
really-
something with madness
Kinda like
or
the-
spiral to hell,
but we
or
did-
Yeah.
it was.
it was similar to we didn't playtest this, right? Just kind of like what happens.
no,
they play tested
They
it,
play
yeah.
tested it.
Yep.
No, it was fun.
Yeah,
Huh.
but the idea is that we would show the actual gameplay, and that's where the blog and stuff, the website was eventually going to come into play. Is that we would actually blog about the game, do a brief rundown of the rules, have a video that shows setup, because we discovered in our bad play of Seven Wonders that you don't collect gold every round. You collect it at the beginning of that civilization.
You collect it when you play the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not every
He
round.
did the inn and it had 5 gold on it. So he's just like, all right,
It's my
every
turn. 5 gold.
5 gold.
My turn, 5 gold.
Gosh.
But that's because we didn't remember or read the rules
How
properly.
did you not
for it.
run out of
We
gold?
did.
We did.
That's when we figured out we played wrong.
Because Bryce has it stacked like multiple stacks of gold like this,
That
and
must have
the
felt
rest of us
Price
are
over here.
like,
I like this.
Yeah.
the rest of us are just looking around like, we did something very wrong here.
I actually played the first time I played Seven Wonders. We ended up it wasn't that bad, but so when we were playing with 3 people and we were
Yeah.
playing with the 7 people
Leaders.
cards, so like
Oh,
you take away
wow.
cards.
Yeah.
So at the end we were like ultra
We were
powerful.
very rich. It
Yeah.
felt nice, but
Yeah,
was
we were like
really
wow, and then we didn't.
Well, I mean,
realize
that's the thing is if you're playing with 7 people but only 3 people, it's not you lose that strategy of I better take this because then I don't want that person to
Yep.
get it.
Yeah.
Everybody has the things.
Well, the other
So-
piece of it, the thing that I like about Seven Wonders is that the gameplay changes depending on the number of people you have, because you get a hand of 7 cards, and if there's 7 people
It
playing,
ain't ever coming
I will
back to
never
you.
see this hand again.
Yeah.
I need to choose wisely, as opposed to with 3 people, it's like I'll get another card out of this. one.
Yeah, and you can
So-
predict what they're gonna
Like,
pick
they want
based on
something-
After
Right.
2 rounds,
Yeah.
you can start trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
predict stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that about that game, where it's like if you play it with a big group, this is a totally different experience because like it throws off your ability to plan or strategize. For
So, and that's what I like about what we're able to do here. We can play up to 8 people in this room. So being able to do that, we have the camera set up for it. We have a camera that will shine or show the board very nicely. Obviously, what we would actually change what shows up
layout,
there in the
yeah.
layout, but I think it would be something very interesting to do. But the idea is to allow families to be introduced to games in a very easy way. So they'd have the blog post with the rules and kind of our experience with it. Like our first time playing Forbidden Desert, where we actually we sent somebody out into the desert alone because no one else could go out, and he died, and that's how we lost.
Oh.
But being able to tell that story in the blog will impact how people look at the game. It's telling our version of what happened. It's our story.
Or you could even do small videos, like short 5, 10, 20-minute videos, 20 minutes long, but of here's our setup. Like
Exactly.
here is how people who are completely novice to the game, other than reading the back of the box, here's how we read the rules, here's how we did the things, here's how we screwed it up. Don't do that.
Yeah. And then, so the idea would be we'd do the blog post, tell our story in it. We would have a live gameplay of us doing it attached to the blog post, also on YouTube. And then you'd also have the rules set up, like the quick
That's so
how-to
nice.
video. And that would all be one post. So you'd have 2 videos, you'd have the post, and then you'd also have it all on YouTube as well under that. I think it was Let's Roll was going to be the channel, or the title for that channel list.
That's great too, because like if you're starting a new game, you don't know the rules. Like my family and I stayed up till 11 p.m. trying to learn the rules of Puerto Rico, and then fell asleep while we were trying to play it. So it just
Yeah,
that's
it'd be
a fun
nice
game,
to.
too.
I
Wait,
love
Puerto Rico or- Is it Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
That's the one with just the cards,
It's the
right?
one, no, that's the one with like
No.
ships and you got like coffee
Oh,
and all
okay.
these different.
I'm thinking San Juan. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
And we've
Oh, I
played a
love
couple
San
other
Juan.
games
San
that
Juan's cool.
the setup wasn't necessarily quick or easy, but once you have it set up,
It rolls
it
through.
rolls
yeah.
really quick.
That's the way I think Seven Wonders is. It takes a while to set up and figure out how to set up, but the game is,
You can be
30
done.
minutes.
You can be done. I think with some buddies who we really knew the game, we finished a couple games in under 20
Mm-hmm.
because everyone knows. Okay, here's the,
Here's what I'm
make,
going for. This
make
is
a
Right.
decision, go, and just there's no downtime.
But yeah, that would be the big
That's cool.
showing all of that, and that was part of what I want role play games to be about. Everything that we've done, whether it be playing video games, doing this, or playing the family games, is about bringing people together, and that's what role play games is meant to be: bring people back together to actually play together. And the idea behind role play was every game you play, you take on a role, whether it be the role of the hero for us, role of the dungeon master, the miner or whatever in Forbidden Desert. But every game you play, you're taking on a role, and that's the other half of the role play games.
My role in Catan would be Victor.
And the booster. They both go hand in hand.
So,
Crescent rolls are mine too.
but yeah, that was the long end game for what I envision us being. So, yeah. And all that just requires us to have more time to play. So, if you're looking to sponsor role-play games, now's the time to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe.
There you go.
If you have a game that you'd like us to play, send it to us.
Absolutely.
DM us. We would be happy to play it. And if you're nearby, we'll be happy to have you here to play it with us. So, but anything else? I know we kind of deviated from the gameplay stuff, but to other things.
Yeah, that's right. This is after action.
Yeah.
It's unplanned. So
It's not nearly as bad as last week when we forgot the cameras were on. So.
Yeah, okay, see ya. That's so true.
So,
all right. Well, Splintered Worlds. Is that what we're?
Splintered Worlds.
All right.
All right. We can start making some proper thumbnails now.
Yep.
Doing our, and then the photo shoot.
So the photo shoot is not us necessarily.
It's not like dressing up.
Yeah, dressing up or anything.
What is it then? I'm confused.
Okay, so
No, I need to bring Beckley back to play my halfling role.
So the photo shoot, what we're looking for photos is almost like us in this room, but it wouldn't be in the room.
Okay.
But we're trying to get closer pictures of our faces. You know, usually someone laughing, smiling, or expressions that drive people to want to click.
It's
basically.
like Crit Roll's second campaign
Yeah.
thumbnails where they're all like sitting together.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
stuff
okay,
like that.
okay.
Like one of the shoots that I would love to do if Tim is willing is basically getting him a chef's hat
Oh yeah.
and the baking thing and just doing a whole kitchen shoot where he's just he's just got powder all over his face, stuff like that. I think that'd be very cool.
That would be great.
If you ever wanted to do something where you got into more like a gi or
Sure.
something like that, and
How
you don't have to
do
know what you're
martial arts.
doing.
Yeah.
but just pictures of anything that you might enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like all Swedish chef.
Like, Josh, even tinkering with something like stuff like that. That's basically what we'd
You know
be
what you
going
do?
for.
Those sell those like clear lockpick kits where you learn how to pick
Yeah.
a lock. You
Yep.
should totally do that, Josh.
There's a
That would be
bunch
sick.
of the one that actually occurred to me was the Art of Play has a bunch of metal puzzles,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
so that would be fun.
But yeah, that's the idea behind it.
Co, you could
Is
bring a stick and hit people.
so then we'd also
What
like
What are you
set
talking
up-
about? We just need a big like baseball bat looking thing and
Yep.
just like sludge ball.
Serve up some goat.
We'd also set up like maybe the living room upstairs or something like that to where it looks like we're playing D&D in a living room in that space, stuff like that, to where it's just a lot like what Critical Role had done. But yeah, we're looking for those pictures and stuff that people are going to be like, oh, that's looks interesting. Let me actually click it and see what's behind it. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
Start getting my beauty sleep for that.
Yep.
Moisturize.
I'm sure your wife has something for it.
Yeah.
Her name isn't Jezebel either, just so you know.
No,
It's not.
it's
Yeah.
not at all.
I know.
It's a good thing our wives never watch this.
I don't think she's ever seen.
So Janine's like, I don't really know what you guys do down there.
See,
We're
my
playing a
wife
game.
is
I was like,
in
just
it.
watch.
Yeah, what do you do? No.
Like, have you not watched one episode? Not even the beginning. At least my mom and my sister will tune in every once in a
No.
while. But yeah, my wife, she's like, I'll support you by watching the kids while you have fun downstairs.
Yeah.
You know what? Solid
that's fair.
support.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
100%. That's a lot of work.
I think Britt was here when we did the one shot with like my friends or whatever,
Yep.
the arena one
Yep.
or whatever it was. And so I think she kind of got some inkling from
Yeah.
that. And I've explained a few things to her afterwards, but she's no interest, 0 interest.
We could have one where there are a bunch of crazy characters doing makeup tutorials or something like
To tell you the truth,
like health
his wife just
be a
played a
druid.
goblin.
A go-
With the amount of noises and stuff she makes, like it wouldn't be the intelligent goblin necessarily. It would just be a goblin
Oh, the brother-in-law
that does
points are
random
going
stuff.
down.
Not only
That does
are you-
random
You
stuff.
better
You're
hope she
dumb.
doesn't watch this.
Wow, I was thinking, like she's very druidic.
Bye, guys. Forever.
The show's now been canceled.
Technical difficulties. No, I don't know. I feel like she could have fun with that,
Yeah, I think so too.
but it's just getting her to sit down for a couple hours.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with my wife. My wife doesn't have that long of an attention span to.
But you get
Do
some
that.
good memories out of it, like Rudolph the dragon.
Yeah.
They still call him
Forgot
Rudolph.
about that.
So, all right. So next week,
Cool.
Enswood
Sneaking.
Yeah.
Very sneaky.
and Dwimore stepping in a trap.
I'm not gonna say a thing to
Roll perception before you walk through. 1.
Please come back and there's a dwarf corpse.
Oh no.
So, think about what games you would be interested in playing. And again, we'll work out what we'll probably do is we'll work out a day where we'll play like 3 or 4 different games. And that's also where we'll take time. Like if you have a game that you really enjoy and you've played several times, guess what? You get to be the person that does the whole explaining how to set up and stuff like that. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. Let's skedaddle. It's late.
I'm picking Shipsy for my game.
Oh gosh.
I'm going with Cards Against Humanity.
Super fight.
That's exactly what I thought of.
Yes.
Super fun.
I'll
All right,
bring
bye
it.
everybody.
Oh, wait,
Here's
wait,
the
wait.
release.
We did it again.
I thought